the Levels Network. I'm Justin Horo, joined by the Willie Mason and the bro Lukey Stowe. Boys, normally we start with NRL news. We don't start with NRL news. It's a little bit
whatever
later
we
on.
want.
We have fan questions to begin the show. But this one is huge. Let's get straight into it. It is round 9 preview, but Jerome LUAI has officially signed with the PNG. So when I was filling out this article, this was Tuesday, I think, when I was going through some of my notes. So a lot of the stuff is according to or could potentially. Yeah. It is locked in after Jerome and Benji both did their presser yesterday. So the West Tigers co-captain has signed and agreed to join the NRL's expansion team in 2028. It is a huge coup for General Manager Michael Chammas, fan of the show too, and big fan of MC. LUAI triggered his option in his current contract with the Tigers, which is for next year, meaning he will remain at the club next year.
That's good. But
then will be their official first signing at the start of 2028. Now, we've got a comment here, and there's been so many layers to this since this story was even talked about on Monday. We mentioned it, and RTM had the Panthers reunion tinfoil hat. I know a lot of people have been talking about this, but here are his comments. Boys, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on because I think something is brewing here. With Romy over in PNG exploring the Chiefs, throwing Mitch Kenny and Liam the Hitman Martin expressing interest already. This is pre-Jerome LUAI. Prince Cleary is set to test the open market. Could we see a Penrith reunion at the Chiefs in 2028? Recent history shows us the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 months.
Can you imagine? First of all, well done to LUAI signing with PNG. It's massive. It's a massive signing for Shams and Papua New Guinea to get a player of his stature, caliber, standing in the game, character, got some swag, aura, got it all, outspoken, says what it is, leadership qualities, fucking 4 premierships, origins, everything. You could not hope for a better signing than Jerome LUAI. Leader of the Pacifica, you know what I mean? Like he's what a fucking signing. That is massive. I don't think, until you look at Perth, and then you look at fucking what's happening with the Chiefs now. That's chalk and cheese, mate. You got fucking Jerome LUAI, arguably a top 10 player in the game at the moment, mate. It is massive.
Out of the three new franchises, he's easily the biggest signing of the Dolphins 3 years ago now. Still trying to figure out like how the makeup of their squad, looking pretty good too, by the way. Yeah. The results haven't gone their way this year, but they're building something there. Perth. No disrespect to any of the players that have signed there up until now, but this Jerome already in one signing trumps them. I've got a couple of stories, and I've told a couple of stories about Jerome, his character, the person, and the draw card. The first one, we're a part of it as a team. He's got an aura about him at the golf day. You know, at the golf day when we've got stars of the stars, you know, Kalen Ponga's there, James Tedesco's there, Mitch Moses is there, Gutho's there, Ches is there. Like even the Pacific Islander boys, Joseph Tarpanay, like we get the biggest names at our golf day the last couple of years. And I've got so much going on at the golf day, but after the golf's finished and you're able to sit down and just sort of take it all in. I remember we've talked about Mason when me and you were at the table with Taps, Joseph Tarpanay, and just talking about how cool this moment is. And there was a moment where I looked around and noticed like it's something that I don't know how you define it, but just it's more a vibe, it's more a feeling. It's aura. Jerome's a draw card. Jerome holds he holds space in a room. You can just see it. Like his influence around the Polynesian boys specifically was really noticeable at the golf day.
Things like that you just notice. That's why it is even a bigger draw card than anyone even thinks. Yeah. What you were just alluding to there is he can attract players, mate. There's going to be some fucking awesome players off in 2028, and that's strategic with their managers, with everything. Romy's the first one to reach out. Bang, I'm in, boys. Who cares? And as I said on Monday, the players that will go over there and look at it and go, I've seen this before. this is nothing I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? Like, this is the Pacific Islander brothers, man. They've been back home, right? They come there, it's like, yeah, this is the same. There's food, you fish, you can do everything like it is when you're back in Samoa and back in Tonga. When you're back there and you look and you travel in the back of a van and stuff like that. There's hardly any rules. It's a wild, wild west pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, they'll go there and just go, yeah, this is cool. I live in this compound. Training facilities are here. Lock in. Get out of Australia. Raise your kids right. That's what it's about. No, you know, because with Australia and raising kids in Australia compared to over in New Guinea, it'd be a lot fucking easier over there. And a lot of these guys have got young families. It would be easier. Raising kids over in international school over there in New Guinea would be a lot easier than raising kids in Australia.
That's interesting.
I reckon. I just think because of the amount of like all the rules, I don't want to go right into it. What the fucking teaching in the curriculum in Australia. If you're fucking right into that, I know what I would prefer.
I've heard the argument before around that stuff. There's pros and cons to it.
There's pros and cons, but I'm just saying you wouldn't care if your kid was raised over there. The distractions aren't as much over here. Over there, I mean, the distractions aren't as much over there. You're just locked in. Your kids more outside doing fun shit all the time.
Again,
fishing.
Pros and cons. But
pros and cons. I mean, it's important for parents to raise their kids right.
A big part of this too, to continue down this theme then, Jerome took his wife and his son over there. So they must a huge part of what he said in the presser was he got the tick of approval from his family.
Yeah.
So that would have been
big importance.
That would have been a concern, or not a concern. That would have been something that would have had to have been addressed by Jerome and his family, and therefore other players moving forward. So again, that's a huge tick to whatever compound facilities, the living arrangements. It seems to be that Jerome has had a look at that and gone, yep.
And you know the Islander brothers look at things different.
Yes,
you know,
that's fair.
We look at things different. We go over there and just go, yeah, easy. We grew up with shit. You know what I mean? With nothing. You go over there, you're living in a compound, you're getting trained, everything's paid for. All you got to do is play football. Everything's paid for. Your schooling, everything like that. Got to go there, just play football. But if you haven't never ever travelled, and if you've never been to the islands, and you just all of a sudden you've been raised in the eastern suburbs your whole life, or in Sydney, then you go to Port Moresby. You'll get a shock of your life.
Sure they will.
And you probably never will play over there. But the guys that are coming off contract in the next couple of years, a lot of Polynesian players.
Yeah.
And they're the ones, and they're going to be the ones that they're going to be going for.
Well, we said this before. There's 60% currently Polynesian influence in the competition right now. For sure, I think targeting Pacific Polynesian players will be a target for Chammas moving forward. And because now they've got Jerome,
there's your guy.
The tinfoil hat, and I had a look into it, and there are a number of names. Mitch Kenny and Liam Martin and even Isaiah Yeo just recently have come out and said that they're open to exploring options November 1. He talked about how I guess the biggest domino for them to fall right now is at Penrith is Nathan and Ivan, right? And then all the decisions we made after that. But he's basically alluded to that maybe there's been a chat between the playing group and they're all going to – and pretty much every NRL player is going to do this now. I can't see a world right now in where a player who's currently able to test the market in November 1 that doesn't get there. Not because they want to leave, just because they can either add – an extra 100,000 to 200,000 potentially for the higher tier players to their contract at their current club, or they're going to take advantage of this tax-free dollars and head over. Well,
that's the tax-free thing, and that's the thing where I think they, paraphrase, I think what was it, $600 million deal, wasn't it? Something like that. What they signed with the Pacifica, with the government deal, which was for NRL. That was for the NRL team to go over there. It was all tax-free and everything like that, where every single club got a piece of that.
4 M's.
Yeah, they all got a piece of it. So you can't really whinge. And then, so therefore, like I was just trying to think like.
They sort of can. I don't think before this domino, I don't think the clubs took it as serious. I don't think they thought the draw card of the tax-free dollars was going to be what it is until now.
Until the squeeze on how expensive living is right here, right now.
Yep.
Right, to you earn $1 million, right? You earn $1.2 million, which he'd be on. You're only bringing home 600, maybe 550. Probably, so you half that pretty much straight away. You pay your manager, you pay your accountant, you pay everything like that. You're probably coming home with 500.
Mate, it's as simple as this, and I don't think enough people have been talking about it across the board. what do we get? On average, 45 cents to the dollar taxed.
It's 48 now.
Was it 48, right? 48 cents to the dollar. And that's is that when you get past like 250 grand or earning or something like that?
Anyway, 120.
Anyway, people know where I'm going with this, right? Yeah. They're basically on 49% or 48% more of the cap. Oh, that's
half it, just half it.
So half the cap plus. It's going to be 1 point whatever.
Yeah.
45 cents to the dollar over 190,000 for 2020.
So that's most of the guys.
Yeah. So they've just got more cap to work
plus
with.
You manage it, plus all these other things, right? So you end up with pretty much half your money.
Yeah.
Right? So you go over there, LUAI's just gone over there.
Yeah, you're lucky to get half.
You're lucky to get half, right? And to live in Australia right now, if you follow the economy and all that sort of shit, it's fucking hard. It is hard living.
Also, there are people that
they're
are listening.
Mate,
just quickly. There are people listening right now that go and pull me NRL players, but this is just relative to NRL players and their earnings. And
you're a bricklayer, you can bricklay for 30 years. Yeah. We've got like 5 to 10 years max of the elite players for high earning to set yourself up for life. So no disrespect to anyone in the workforce, but you've got a longevity and your capacity to earn a lot of money is fucking ages.
All we're doing is comparing it to other NRL players.
So it's just like you might get 5 or 6 years of like earning some decent money.
Yep.
So get it all.
Yep.
And the tax thing is what fucks you, right? So there's going to be a lot of players here at the end of their career going, I'm 28. I've got one massive deal.
That's
in
the
me.
range, mate.
That's Liam Martin, right?
That's the range.
And Liam Martin's been on unders. He's won 4 premierships. He's won Origin, played World Cups, done everything. There's nothing in the world Liam Martin can't do, right? He's a country boy, or he hasn't done. So he goes there, you pay him $1 million over 3 or 4 years. You'd pay that, and then you live there. The living expenses would be nothing, right? Hardly any. You have compound. You're living in the compound, right? You're not paying for anything.
Another good point.
You're fucking training. You're training here. You're just living, eating, breathing football. Your family, everything like that. Most of these guys who go over there, they have to be in that mindset, right? You're not going over there as a 22-year-old kid who just wants to fucking have a good time in the NRL, and you go play for the Roosters or someone in Sydney or Newcastle, whatever. Anyone else but New Guinea, right? So you go over there, you got to have a special sort of mindset and be in a particular part of your life, right? The kids and your kids and football and locked in, all that. And there's going to be a fuckload of players in that position in 2 years.
Okay, let's lean on to some experiences that me and you have both lived. And I was thinking about this as well with recruitment after Jerome being the first domino. And no doubt that, guys like Mitch Kenny and Liam Martin have expressed interest and also are teammates of Jerome LUAI and brothers. But there's a different type of brotherhood that is noticeable. And if you've grown up in Western Sydney like I have with my experience and knowing how close we sort of become out there and how close I still am with my mates that I grew up out there, I feel like there's a different level of brotherhood between Bizza, Spence, Taruva, Critter, and a couple of the other brothers that not only played and won premierships together, they also went to school together out of Blacktown Pats, Mace.
I agree.
They were also, they've all been groomsmen at their wedding. So I want to have a look at those guys specifically, all those 4. And not to diminish any of the other guys like Liam Martin and Mitch Kenny and their friendship.
It's
and
a Polynesian
Nathan,
connection,
Isaiah,
brother. We know.
Because this is going to matter and I'm going to get into a little bit more as well. So Bizza, available to negotiate November 1 for the 2028 season. He is off contract in 2027. Spencer Leniu, November 1 this year. He finishes in 2027. He is a free agent in 2028. Sinia Taruva, available to negotiate November 1. He is a free agent in 2028. The only one that's not is your man Critter. So congratulations.
Touchy.
Congratulations to you and the Bulldogs. But
touch Critter.
But the way the contracts work these days, and this is another part that I want to throw out with this part of it. I don't know how the facility. I'd love to find out more information about what the facilities, what the compound looks like.
I think we could get over there.
Well, if we are, that'd be awesome.
Because of our connection with the Shams, I reckon we could go over there.
Okay.
Well, I saw Hello Sport just put a clip up asking Shams for a trip on the private jet. Maybe we do.
Do they?
Instead of Canberra that we're going to go to, maybe we shift it from Canberra to
Tom and Eddie. Our friends Tom and Eddie are could be going over there.
I think they might be on a fucking spit race. I might eat those guys.
Maybe we go.
Hang on.
It's not a great advertisement.
No, he's not going. No, they're not going to the Highlands, mate. Port Moresby's good.
Yeah. So why don't we do a group trip together? Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah.
So
well, I haven't seen it yet. Should I watch? Do you want to watch their clip? They've just posted.
No, that's right. That's right. We've got so much, but I'll take your word on it. We've talked about doing a trip to Canberra before with the boys, right?
Yeah.
Going to Sticky. That we haven't got to that yet.
That'd be
We've
good.
talked about going to Leichhardt and
the restaurant.
the restaurant. What's the
Grappa.
together? We still haven't got that.
we'll
Imagine, do we go over on a jet plane together and go tour the facilities together?
fucking
Levels
would.
and Hello Sports.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
We're going to reach out
Good
to Chammas.
collab.
Let's reach out to Chammas. Let's reach out to the Hello Sports boys and
You want
let's
to
make it
get,
happen.
mate? Because I reckon that's one thing that when LUAI.
Yep.
No, you continue.
Before I
Yeah.
get off the
No,
tangent,
continue.
I want to get to this
No,
point
get it.
with Bizza, Spence, and Taruba. Mace, me and you both lived and played over in France for the Le Catalan Dragons. And it's a different situation,
Yep.
but there are some similarities that I can take from that experience. In my 2 years living over there, and even to a smaller degree, England, Wakey, is in France, it's a different language, right? There's a language barrier that the player's going to have, and more so the partners with communication with locals. Now, were there people in France that could speak English? Yes. Are there going to be people in PNG that can speak English?
They mostly speak
of course,
English,
right?
yeah.
But there is... it's a bit of a shock to the system when you get over there, and I found that it was a shock for the system more so with families because the community that you have back here in Australia that you used to, you don't have a full array of that in France, right? So you become very reliant on who your teammates, families, wives, and all of that goes. And I'm not throwing anyone on the bus.
No.
Let me get all this.
I'll get
this
it out,
as
mate.
well.
I'm with you.
Not everyone got along all the time, right? So this is again a factor.
So me and Paulie Aton just didn't get along.
Yeah, Big Paulie. I think this is something that will be considered, not the be-all and end-all, but when the recruitment from Chammas, looking at people that are close with Jerome, the dynamic with that, and if they are potentially in a confined space
No, you're right.
for large portions of the day, then if I were the Sydney Roosters, the Penrith Panthers, and the West Tigers, and even your Bulldogs, mates, with those four guys in particular, I would be just
apprehensive and be careful, right? And that is where recruitment comes in. Not just trying to get the big names. It's like, okay, you got to just say 10 Polynesian boys, right? Proper. They all stick together. We know that. All brothers stick together. And you just got like Tom Flegler. Or someone like just a couple of white boys, right? Aussie boys, but like they never travelled to like New Guinea or anything. I don't know the culture. Strictly there for the tax reasons. Money, and then just say your missus is over there, fucking hates it. That'll disrupt the whole dynamic of the team. Not the whole team, but like it'll put pressure on. Just say that. I'm using Flegler because he's an Aussie, right? Or any other bloke. Any other Aussie guy, go over there, hasn't had any future history in playing with any of these guys. You're just sort of going over there because you think it's going to be a great little adventure, tax reasons, at the end of your career, but you don't know anyone.
Toby Rudolph?
Yeah, the Dolph. Mate, I think the Dolph could settle in anywhere. The Dolph could he could be fucking.
He's not even staying in the company.
I don't need. He'd be fucking just crashing on someone's lounge. And he'd get up and just fucking make 40 hit-ups. I love the Dolph. Dolph would be a great signing. Yeah. I love the Dolph. But like, just say if you know what sort of person I'm talking about. Hasn't been with the Polynesian brothers or anything like that. And then you go over there and then like your missus, you genuinely you wouldn't like it if you're not from the islands or anything like that and you're not part of it. And see, we saw that in the dynamic in Perpignan. A couple of the wives didn't get along with the other wives and it just fucking turns into a little shit fight.
And it's not a hate thing.
It's not a hate thing. And how can you hate the south of fucking France?
No, as in the relationship. Like they didn't hate each other. But you know, when you just meet someone and you don't necessarily, all right, he seems pretty cool. He's pretty nice.
Not everyone gets along.
Person. So when you're in a situation like that in France and I think it'll be like that on steroids in PNG because you're living together in a complex, whereas we had the opportunity to live all around south of France if we deemed.
Yeah.
A lot of us lived in Cannes Plage, which is the beach, or Cannes, the region. For the most part, a lot of them, the partners would while we're at training would go down. And I was single too at the time, right?
Fucking great time.
A lot of the partners would have to go to kill time and go catch up and have a coffee together, wait for the boys to come
no fucking excuse. Mate, you live in the south of France. You can have an excuse if you're living in PNG. But the beauty of that little dynamic is, and where you're right near Australia. You are right near Australia. You're a day travel. When you're in Papua New Guinea, you're in Cairns in half an hour, right? So it's like if you miss home that much, you can get home in a day,
that's
right?
Fair.
So that's what I'm saying. That's not a bad thing, right? It's like, okay, well, I miss mum. Well, fuck off home then.
Yeah.
Just go home for 2 weeks, right? Especially if guys who haven't got kids or anything like that. Go home, I'm cool. Yeah. I'm locking into this shit, right?
Fair, and agree with that. That could be what max 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times.
I'm sure that would be part of their contract. You get 5 trips.
48 weeks, you're spending a lot of time together. Is my point, and you're going to be mixing and mingling. So the part of just the not only the team chemistry, but the chemistry between the partners and the families, it's going to be something to watch.
And these are the little. We're just trying to give these guys a little bit of an insight into what happens when you are in another country. There's a lot of bonuses as well. Also, it's going to be fucking fun. For sure. They'll be locked in. You train together. You'll be best mates. You'll be going out together. Like, it's not a party, but going out, having coffees, eating. They're kings over there. People underestimate. You go over there, people go, oh, it's a dangerous place. Not for fucking NRL players. Yeah. There's dogs in streets named after me and kids. Fucking it's ridiculous, right? It's just, I'll have to get my own security if we go over there. It's crazy. They just love this. There's kids called Gordon Tallis in their last name. Andrew Johns in their last name. Alan Langer, Wally Lewis. Yeah. Like, it's like they look at us like we are fucking gods. And these players here, the inaugural PNG Chiefs team, will be gods there forever, right? So when they talk about compound, you can't leave this. No. You have fucking green light.
How much...
green light.
I don't want to completely
amber.
I don't completely want to diminish it. They've got to be careful. Don't get me wrong. I think there's an extreme version for both sides.
Yeah. Moresby sweet, mate. It's when you go up to the fucking.
There's an extreme side for both sides. You got people with that are going to tell you that don't worry, it's safe and you're going to be loved and all that sort of stuff, which is true. There are going to be parts of that are correct.
Until you lose.
I've had people, locals and people message me going, the hardest part for a lot of these NRL players is they are going to be so beloved that then once if they do leave the compound or the facility, they will be punished to a point where it's not going to be dangerous, but it's going to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But there's also the other side. We're saying,
so if you've got social anxiety, don't go out.
But if they've got other people pushing it the other way, going in different circumstances where they maybe just gone over as a tradie or done some sort of mining or something like that over there, where for sure they would have not had the security, not had the star power, which could be dangerous at times in a country like that.
Yeah, so, it could be.
Again, it's trying to just understand that they're both sides and there are extreme sides of both sides.
I've been there a couple of times and it is fun. Fun, right? You can go fishing, there's clubs and shit everywhere. Like, you fucking have a good time. It is a fun joint. Don't be a fuckwit. Same rule, worldwide rule. Be a fuckwit, you'll get in trouble. Don't be a fuckwit, you'll have a great time.
Yep.
I was going to say the COVID bubble for the players, obviously it's a microcosm of what that experience is, but a lot of them have been a part of that. Yep. Do you think that is like a big factor?
It's a good point. Like they've been used to, being in
the isolated,
the isolation. This being a little bit secluded, being kept away from the public. Remember that that was a part of it, right?
It's crazy times, wasn't
it? They're going to have to be. That experience will help our players that were in that bubble for sure. And
interesting anyway. Like,
went through that.
What sort of players?
2021 was that?
Yeah, 21. Yeah. But like, just this is exciting. When you name those names like Bizza and all that, like I'm like, okay.
Would you also if you're Chammas, would you be looking at awesome. The PM's teams that have gone over there as people that have had that first little bit of a flavour of PNG to then? They're all young, youthful kids too.
This is all something if you've experienced. That's probably at its most heightened when you're over there for the PM13s because they're there in full force. It's unbelievable, and that's what all games are going to be like. Yeah. It's going to be them die hard. They just love it. It's going to be it's going to be. Awesome times. It's going to be some lonely times, but that's everywhere, right? But like you got to know what you're signing up for. That's what we're trying to give you a little bit of free game here.
Yes.
What you're signing up for. It's not all about money. If it's all about money, if you're not happy, mate, it doesn't work out, right? So make sure you do the deal for the right reasons to try and build that whole club. But I think I'm going out now and just saying they're going to have a fucking decent team.
Yeah, same.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah,
straight off the bat, they'll pump Perth. Like I don't think Perth's going to come near him because of LUAI, because of the players and the connection that he has with that Penrith, with the Pacifica. They'll all gravitate, and if one domino goes, usually, what else have I got to do in the game?
Interesting take for Michael Chammas. When it was, I'm pretty sure it was him that was like sticking up for him massively when he had a couple of those comments around Origin.
Yeah.
So he's had that. He's built
Shams
that
had the long
relationship.
game,
People have underestimated
No,
sort of what Shams has been doing for years as the journalist.
Yeah, that was a huge part of that. Those discussions would have started.
We
found out about Chammas after the fact. Volandis would have offered him that job in and around that time that he got him to tour, and then therefore propaganda is probably the wrong word, but coming back and telling everyone how good it was, mate, that deal was done then.
So on the buy round, Charlie they were just doing a hypothetical pick your team. Mm-hmm. And Charlie's on his podcast, he was talking about how Chammas came in with like all these notes on all these players, and Charlie's like, "What's this?" He goes, "Oh no, I just like to be prepared." But obviously, he'd been taking notes, so he came in with like a book of fucking files.
Got to be prepared, mate.
I think it was like the Perth Bears team. So, but then after that, it's come out.
It's good having a guy like Shams over there who loves the game. He understands. Obviously, you don't have to play football to be a good GM. You don't. You just got to understand people, and you got to get the right people in. And he understands what sort of person has to be in New Guinea. It ain't your fucking soft-minded human, no resilience, all that sort of shit. You have to be you had to go through the NRL sort of cycle.
There are a few mold breakers out there at the moment, isn't there? There are a few outliers. With Foswat's what he's doing currently as a coach at Manly, winning 4 games in a row. This is a huge tick for Michael Chammas.
Yeah. Shams is winning.
Let's get to Chammas and let's get to Willie Peters, because Willie Peters, again, he was a name that was thrown around for a number of clubs. When he took the PNG job at the time, as you know, we're both mates.
What were we thinking? Well, I was thinking, who's going to go there?
I didn't say anything to Braith at the time. We trained together all the time. He manages Willie. I was sort of like...
Does he look after Willie Peters?
Looks after Willie.
Cool, I love Willie Peters.
So I said to him at training, I was like, PNG? Yeah. For like, at the time, I was like, you sure? That was sort of my vibe. Like, and
exactly,
and Braith was quietly confident, and now you can sort of see why there would have been understanding and conversations that were probably happening, and not to allude that anything like this with Jerome was happening, but just the understanding of how everything's been run over there, the communication from Chammas, the communication between PVL and what could potentially be, because when you looked at a club like Manly and there were some issues there, but there were jobs that looked like they were going to become available. Dragons now have. Yeah. The Cowboys are another squad.
One thing I do know in the next couple of years, you're putting Perth in there, you're putting the Chiefs in there, you've got to make it competitive. You have to. You can't come in this league where it's like it's at its pinnacle right now, the game, right? So you can't come in and just get blown out and have no players. Like, you got to come in nearly not top 8 ready, but like you got to be ready to compete every single week, and that's all about the roster and attracting players, right? And that's what Perth has been struggling to do, right? Yeah. And obviously it's a big reason with the tax and everything, but that's what they signed for, right? So I was just thinking the other day, right? So that the government Albo signed that, right? Yep. So that was part of him. What if so he's got another 3 years, right?
At least 2.
At least 2 years. What if
he's out of government?
If he's out, right, another person comes in, hates rugby league, and just fucked the whole deal up. There's no more tax. Because that was part of the reason, right?
Yeah, that's above our pay grade.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Can someone let us know?
No,
Carlos.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. So they've signed this thing. Everyone's thinking, tax-free reasons because of Albo did this deal with the PNG and
Apparently it's a 10-year deal.
Pacifica. Hopefully it's a 10-year deal.
So the tax-free part of it is apparently
so it's not part of our government or anything. It's just a 10-year deal, regardless of government.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Okay,
That I don't know. It's a good question.
You'd assume so.
I was just thinking that. I had a good conversation yesterday. I said, what if they fucking Albo just gets ousted and then someone else comes in who hates rugby league and just goes, fuck off? That rule there, I'm putting 600 million into fucking schools and hospitals.
Or he's a big AFL fan.
No, into schools and hospitals and roads and everything like that instead of rugby league. Fuck you guys. Anyway.
Look, this could, and people...
That's just throwing it out there.
We might be getting outside of our comfort zone, but let's stay in this little tangent.
Little pocket.
That could go. That could happen, mate. Could go.
I don't think this is because I know Albo loves South Sydney and shit, but this is more a defence. This is more a protection deal, right? Like it's PNG, a very influential island country right now between the China and Australia, all that. So that's where I think it doesn't necessarily have to be an AFL guy that comes in. But it's a good question because I don't know how all that stuff works.
It's very
people have been asking me questions and been texting me. I got my mates in that asking how the
because it's a big deal. The taxing is a big deal.
Huge deal.
It's big. So that's why players are going there because of the tax reason. I was thinking if they swap Parliament and everything goes fucking pear-shaped, someone comes in and goes, fuck off, see you later. That deal's done. Putting it into somewhere else. Yeah. PNG goes.
Here we go. So, according to our friend Chat.
Fuck off, Chat.
Don't start. I don't even want to hear it. Let someone with actual knowledge who...
Albo, can you fucking just
Not
write...
even Albo.
Albo, get a treasurer in here.
No, listen, there'll be someone in our...
Someone will know.
Someone in our comment section who we can maybe let us know how something like this could or would work.
It's a legit question, right?
And then therefore...
Aussie, it's a legit question.
Yeah,
I was just thinking yesterday, I said...
We will have people in the comment section as well because before I present something from someone in the comment section who might have some knowledge about that level of government, then that can also be fact-checked as well.
What did Chat say about
The Guardian. Can we source The Guardian?
That's
The Guardian?
That's pretty... No. Do it. Go.
I don't know.
This is all... Go.
Australia will be able to withdraw 600 million funding from PNG rugby league team at any time without clause under a 10-year deal struck to financially back the expansion side. The government will not release the terms of the deal between the two countries, which sits alongside the bilateral security agreement that comes into force on Thursday. But, maybe one for Chammas.
So there we go. We didn't get an answer from that. Thanks.
No, they said they could scrap it.
Thank you, Guardian. You're not very credible.
Could. But we want to know,
cool.
Does it happen?
Yeah.
Parliament changes? Because that's what, there's all these little rules. Yeah, it could. Because all these little fucking unwritten rules. Let's go. Aussie, come on.
Okay, so this is the part where I am conflicted because I agree with you, Mace. It's a huge draw card and it is going to be very problematic for clubs. It's going to be the biggest November 1 that we've had in the game since they've changed to November 1.
Sorry, with the November rule, that's this year, right? Do they have to say what they're going to do or just say business off in November 1, Liam Martin? They don't have to fucking say anything.
No.
Right? So it's people who want that news out, right? But there's obviously when there's smoke, there's fire. If you hear those rumours that they might be holding off in Penrith, holding off, and then it happens, right? It's going to be very interesting.
So in years past, every club, I think, pretty much since the introduction of the Dolphins, that was a huge date for teams re-signing players and making sure that they were on the books long term before the Dolphins come in. Now Perth to a lesser degree, but now it would be bad. What's the word from managers? They wouldn't be doing their due diligence, and it would be bad advice for managers currently right now with any version of player, from star players all the way down, to lock their players into a contract unless they're getting a 20% increase in what they view. Yep. And even then it might be bad business, mates, because players can use it as a bargaining tool. Yeah. Gordy brought up a good point on 360 last night with Braith. When he was negotiating with the Broncos, he was never going to leave the Broncos, but he told his manager to do due diligence, go around and let people know that he was available with the understanding, right? And there are different versions of that. Now, this is, again, going back to using the word it's probably the bad example or word for it, but it's going to be like that on steroids. It's going to be players who just sit, kick the feet up. I'd imagine pretty much every big name player that you can think of that is available November 1 will have the clubs and their managers talking about an extension right now.
And so don't sign me for anyone until
the manager. You'd be crazy if you did, Mace.
I know. Unless you're hell bent on not going there, right? You don't want to, and you just say you're 23.
No,
right?
but even then.
Yeah, I mean,
you use
just
it
some
as a
people.
bargaining tool.
I know, but some people just say if you're in a position you're killing it, you don't want to play anywhere else. You know you want to play for the Roosters for the next 3 years. You're 26 when you come off. Don't care about New Guinea or Perth or whatever. They're going to be the ones that are going to be signing.
But even then, that's my point. You still use it to get an extra 50, 100 out of the Roosters.
Yeah, I know that, but like.
That's just
you're talking about 360,
and that's not a deserve. That's not having a crack at the Roosters. That's not having a crack at the player. But that's what negotiations is. So you would be crazy.
I understand, but there's a lot of players out there who just know what they want. And they just don't give a fuck about the bargain. They'll get the maximum dollars. You're not going to squeeze some of these clubs, mate. Some of them can't be squeezed out of like a 50 grand or anything like that. It is what it is. You lose, you lose. You go to New Guinea, fuck off. They just put you in. They put you in that position. Yeah. But there's going to be a lot of. I'm talking the 2% of players, right? Less. The rest, 1% of players can come in there and go, give me this, fucking, or whatever. Yeah. Then they go, that's what you want. Yeah. But most of the guys will be, of course, using every single team.
I was looking at the tab odds with you were talking about Tallis last night. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Is that the point that you made?
Gordon Tallis?
Yeah. Was that the point you were talking about then?
About testing the market. He's always going to stay, but he used the other clubs to boost up his contract.
Of course.
So if you've got a country, the point was if you want to stay at the Roosters, is the example Mace is using for Spencer Lenny. Let's use him. And Spencer can use his relationship with Jerome and PNG as an example, get more money at the Roosters. Then he waits all the way to November 1. Finds out what the offer is from PNG. By the way, Spencer, your management.
And we're
just using you as an example because we're talking this out. Not to say that you will or won't, whatever you're going to do, just using you as an example, then he would be crazy not to wait until November 1, find out what the deal would be from not only PNG but all the other clubs, and then go back to the Roosters if the Roosters want to keep him and go, this is the number. Yeah,
99% of players is going to be doing that. Big time, because there's going to be some fucking
that's it.
There's going to be some
I was going to bring up Tallis, what Tallis said last night.
Oh, did you watch it last night as well?
Yeah. But I was focusing on the odds.
You were trying to find...
I didn't want to say something like I do sometimes. We've been talking about that for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, you're trying to find the 10-year deal again, were you?
Just trying to find you.
Get out of the Guardian, man.
Fucking Guardian.
Hey, I'm conflicted on this too, mate, with the PNG side of things. When this was first announced that PNG was the team, that was the 19th team, I was very apprehensive on it because I just could not see it working. Now it's gone completely the other way after this signing, where it's we're all taking.
They're going to win the comp.
Well, their roster's going to be stacked. Mate.
Yeah, I know.
You're right. Like what you said before, and I feel like it's too far. It's too tax free is, as we said, almost.
It's crazy, mate.
It's almost double of the contract that you can get elsewhere. And that's going to stem all the way down to, so let's use us as an example, right? If we were off contract right now, and I'll use you being a marquee player and comparing you to, Tino, Adam Fanua-Blake and all that. And, I may be a Billy Burns of the world or a Luke Garner or something like that, right? That level of play where been at a few different clubs.
Yes.
But nowhere near. So we might, so me, Garner, Burns, we might be 250, 300. That's sort of my contract now in comparison to the money now. It might be just a little bit more.
350.
Garner's, they might be 300, 350, 400. Mate,
that's where the ones they're the ones that are going to be in the fucking biggest,
if that was me, Mace, if that was me, so not only the star players like yourself and the Tinos and Adam Fanua-Blakes, and using them as an example, like my best contract was 250 grand during my career. And after tax, I ended up taking home, and management fees and all the stuff that we talked about 120, 130, whatever. It's still good money, but
not all of it.
Not 250 and not potentially 350
price
or 400
price of living. Don't fucking take that. Like you're in a whole different country.
So that's where I think they're going to
that is where they'll excel.
Yeah.
They will excel because there's going to be so many of these gun players, right? Yep. Guns that go, okay, the Roosters South offered me 450, right? Chiefs offered me 550. $550. I'm taking home $550.
Yep.
Price like for a 2-year deal. I get $1 million. I can set myself up. I invest back in Australia. Like, so these younger players are getting advised way better than what we did, right? And they're a lot more savvy than that, right? So they're thinking about something like this tax haven. You'll sacrifice 2 or 3 years out of your career.
What do we
just to fucking get that money?
What do we always say about teams that win the comp? They've got to be 25 deep, right?
Yeah.
It's not your best 17 that get the job done.
Yeah,
Throughout the
25
season, there's
plus,
injuries,
yeah.
there's suspensions, there are all that sort of stuff. So when you look at a squad, Penrith have been the best of it because they've developed and retained really good talent over the years, and they've lifted the level of the players like myself, right? But once you get
to that level
like,
where they are,
there are more players like me than there are players like you. There are more sort of middle of the tier players and journeyman players than there are elite players. There's probably like 3 or 4 at every club. But there are about 10 or 15 that make up the meat and potatoes of the squad. And the quality of player that they get at my level at PNG, who could go up 250, 300, are going to have to get offered 500,000 at their own club.
And just say with Perth,
which teams can't pay me 500,000.
So Perth is the one that's going to cop all this. They're going to cop nothing. Right, they're going to go because if you are in this position and you're like, okay, Perth just offered me $450, and another team here didn't want you. You don't really want to leave home. You don't want to go to Perth all the way over to Perth. Chiefs come in. Here's $450. Here's $5. You're going straight away. You are going to the Chiefs straight away simply because of the fucking tax reason, the tax haven it is, price of living.
So what do we
everything.
do with Perth? Because this is
right, and it is unfair. It's unfair to Perth. Put it in New Zealand.
Put what in New Zealand?
Perth should have been a team in New Zealand.
So Dolphins, right? The Dolphins had the leagues club that it's like probably the biggest leagues club outside of maybe Penrith and Parramatta.
Who Dolphins do?
Yeah. When they started, so they had that money. Where's the money in Perth from?
No, so I'm more or less saying they should never put a team in Perth. Should have been in fucking New Zealand. That's what I reckon.
Oh no, I think there's
at the start.
I think there's room for both, but the point now is now that we do have a Perth team, and you're right, Lukey. So the leagues club has been huge. Another part that people haven't talked about, and where Perth is currently struggling, like this is going to smash Perth, mate. Yeah. Perth not only don't have a leagues club and backing now, they got government money, tourism stuff that helped them with the bid, and the government chipping in a huge part of the money to get this deal over the line. But Redcliffe, the advantage that both the Redcliffe and even the PNG Chiefs have right now is a club to develop players. Perth don't even have that.
No.
Like Perth don't have a team in the New South Wales Cup and Queensland Cup where they can have talent. The Dolphins have always had Redcliffe. The PNG Chiefs have had the Hunters in the Queensland Cup or the grade below for like 5 years in preparation.
I think 10.
So not only are they not getting tax-free dollars to recruit these players, like all the guys that have signed now currently at Perth will be looking at their deals and the managers going,
anyway,
fuck, we should have waited.
Perth are the ones that are going to get it, right? And it sucks because like what else can they do? And as you said, the reserve grade stuff, they had to tick a few boxes, right? To get, they had to have just say 500 people playing from under 9s to under 18s. All these little things they had to tick before they even sort of looking at Perth for that. Yep. All the pathways, like everything. What Melbourne did originally. Yeah, everything. Yeah. But like that can get fast tracked and the numbers could be all over the shop, right? They need a reserve grade, and they do have a competition over there.
I get that, Mace. They need one, but they haven't had one.
No.
What about the Bears, like the North Sydney stuff? Isn't there any pathways through that?
They've always been joined with like the Roosters.
But
they've always been affiliated with whatever side that's in Sydney. Like it could have been North Sydney Bears, could be with South. North Sydney Bear could have been with the Roosters, could have been with the Tigers. So they've always been around.
Cronulla, I think.
Yeah, Cronulla. Yes, Cronulla. So that would not fucking matter at all because all they're Cronulla reserve grade. That's the Roosters reserve grade.
But now is it?
Now I don't know. I don't know.
Shouldn't that be fair?
Yeah,
if you're going to use the Bears.
No, but it should be fair. But the difference between the development has happened in that country with those players that have been aligned with progression. Like and even with the Dolphins aren't even an example of in preparation to become an NRL team. That's just the nature of how strong Redcliffe were before even the Dolphins proposition or bid.
Redcliffe were always there. They would have been bidding when the Gold Coast Titans come in.
Yep.
They've always been around there. They've been one of the strongest clubs. It's just Perth's going to be the one that's going to be.
Something needs to be done.
Something needs to be done salary cap wise. Where in the AFL how they sort of get a shitload more money on the cap,
more salary cap.
Yeah, so Gold I think Coast. That needs that. I think they need another 5 mil.
It happened with the Swans to start off with.
GWS, Gold Coast. So when they got
Brisbane,
that's how they got
when they got old mate fucking who's
Carmichael.
Carmichael, but who they get the fucking Gary Ablett Jr. Paid him nearly 10 mil. It's fucking crazy.
Tassie are about to get it as well, so it's still happening all the way until now.
But the AFL do that good, but Perth needs something. Otherwise, it's going to be 60-0 every game.
Do you
65?
The board has been all over the shop at Perth as well. Mate, if you're looking at it as a player, surely you're like,
well, there's
Wellington Bear sounds all right.
There has already been. See, now you're doing it again. Sending him to Wellington. We can still have Wellington, but just do Perth properly.
I know.
And what my point
is there any bears in New Zealand?
Yeah. Drop bears. A Taranaki bear.
No, my point is, it needs to happen right now because there have been rumblings in and around Perth and it feels like there's already dysfunction right now there with the board and even
Mal.
Mal's
under pressure. I was like, not under pressure, but
what's Mal supposed to do, man?
You don't want the murmurs without you even kicking a footy.
Yeah. And look, again, there's always going to be extreme examples. They're going to be, like in-house, there may be more
it's going to be,
communication around what this looks like. I think it's going to be. It's going to hit some clubs harder than others. Penrith are going to be they're going to be at a disadvantage.
They're going to get the players that are just like, don't want to go to England. No one wants you over this side. They're going to get the shit end.
Well, see, the reason I bring up Penrith is because we've looked at, remember how I've talked about the last dance of Penrith? And I mentioned his brothers and his good mates as a part of the recruitment specifically for Jerome. But again, Penrith, it will be hard on Penrith because once November 1st arrives, everyone but Dylan Edwards out of their key players, Moses Leota, Bizza, Mitch Kenny, Liam Martin, Nath and Yowie, they're all available to negotiate November 1. So they are going to be similar to Jerome where they've won 4 competitions together and they could be looking for one big payday. So they're probably going to be the biggest loser of the current clubs. Perth by far are they're not even losers. It's unfair. It's unfair to the Perth Bears, and there needs to be done. Something needs to be done right now because, there will not be a player. I can't. We talked about November 1 and players re-signing their players and managers. I cannot see a player going to the Perth Bears right now.
Sort of said
before PNG fill out their squad.
Well, that's at the pinnacle of their game. Like no one. No disrespect, but why would you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, you'd be going. I'll be going to New Guinea before I'm going to Perth.
Unless they just have a big dog. They need but you're saying you can't get the big dog.
No, you're not.
Because they need that inspiring big dog.
The point is, why would you sign? It's similar to what I was using Spencer as an example before. Why would you sign at the Roosters right now before not figuring out once you are available to negotiate what PNG have to offer? Because then you could go back to Perth. You could go back to your club at the Roosters and say, here's what PNG have offered me. No one will sign. Not one person. As May said before, it might be less than 1% that currently re-sign with their own club. I cannot see one player signing with Perth right now.
Oh, fuck
until they, if they are available in 2028. So they're fucked.
Is that sad?
Mate, it is sad. Something needs to be done, is my point. It is order day again for Papa Macros, so make sure you go on to papamacros.com.au. When you put in your order, you put in the code LEVELS30 if it's your first time, $30 off the first box. Levels 10 for all future orders after that. This is an absolute favourite of mine recently. I've been smashing this. We've got the Cajun chicken, jasmine and rice game. Have a look at that. Got a bit of everything in there, some goodness. And this is how easy it is. Go over to the microwave. My microwave has 30-second timer, so we just do it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, done. Thank you very much.
We have been on it for an hour, but it deserves it, I reckon.
This is where I'm sitting.
Don't you reckon?
For sure it does.
I reckon it deserves it. It's the biggest fucking news for the game for a while.
The last little bit was a little bit of confusion in and around Alex Johnston. Now, originally it was, I guess, put out there that AJ was the first official signing, which would have been a great coup for the club as well. And I believe he has gone. He has gone with the blessings of South Sydney, even though it's before the time. I think because of the unique situation where AJ's getting a little bit later in his career. He's represented Papua New Guinea at a high level for a number of years now and played for the national team. He's the leading try scorer. It's such a good story.
He's the best.
I just do think the problem with it, and I think maybe the management of AJ jumped the gun on it, is a huge part, not a huge part, but another little part of the Jerome LUAI signing was you're our guy.
001.
You're our 001. And I feel like maybe for whatever reason, AJ's manager wanted to make it clear that he was 001, where AJ...
Would you want to be 007?
And he's...
Because that's what LUAI is going to be 7 anyway. Give me 007. James Bond.
No, you want to be number 1.
Yeah? No, it wouldn't really faze me, would it? Fuck.
When you look back in time, Mason, 20 years or whatever, and it might be a trivia question. Who was the first signing of the PNG Chiefs?
And it would have been listening to the Triple M potty with Danny Wilder on the way in.
Yep.
Sounded like it was a big marketing thing potentially. So they've got all the assets done, that mad video that was already made, and then Alex Johnson's the manager. Who is? Do you know? Chimes.
Oh, is it Chimesy?
And Shafovsky.
Fuck, they're having a rough couple of years, those two. All right, let's get to the Tigers side of things.
Okay.
And it's not I don't think this is the worst news for the Tigers. By the way, I want to commend both Jerome and Benji for the way they handled the presses.
Yeah.
I want to give a huge tick to Benji. You don't watch presses, mate, but
I saw a little bit of this one.
The way that Benji handled what would have been a really tough conversation with someone that he highly respects and has been a huge part of what they've done at the club, he couldn't have handled the presser any better. In fact, when watching the presser, I was thinking to myself, if I was a young Polynesian player playing elsewhere, or if I was a player who is available to negotiate at November 1, the way that he handled and spoke about Jerome, I'd want to stay at the Tigers because he couldn't have said it better. And he was so respectful to Jerome, you can tell they're really close. Yeah. So
but he understood.
The mutual respect between those two says a lot about where the Tigers currently are, and it's a huge tick for Benji. So I want to congratulate him on
well done, Benji.
on how that was done. And he's even a Tigers fan himself, talking about the situation with the Tigers, and I agree with a lot of this. Boys, just a comment on LUAI now deciding on PNG in 28. As a Tigers fan, whilst I'm disappointed, it's hard to hold it against him. He's built an awesome culture, and regarding contracts talks, has always gone about things the right way, and this is no exception. Reasons why I'm optimistic. One, he's still got 18 months with the team performing at a top 4 level with a small sample size. He might not get another premiership window with the Chiefs for at least a few years. Don't know about that part. They're going to be probably stronger than maybe he anticipates. So extra motivation for him to perform at a higher level, similar to Penrith's last dance with the 2024 squad, which Jerome mentioned in his presser as well. He said, when I signed with the Tigers, we ended up winning the comp. Could be a good omen.
Imagine if he does.
That was best. I love it.
Number 2, and Benji mentioned this part. The early call in the future allows us to offer both Latu Fainu and Javon Andrews, who was the 2025 Queensland under-19th 5'8". They've got huge raps on him, mate. He's currently playing in the New South Wales Cup.
A couple of Fainu brothers coming off contract too.
Well, yep, Latu and Samuela and Jareen Buller and all that. So, right? So there's and because he's done this so early and he's been really transparent with them, it's a clearer pathway into the halves and gives us a much better chance at retaining them as well as Buller. In summary, while some fans might be upset, you can't begrudge a bloke for earning an absolute bag. And if the Tigers end up making finals both this year and next, he's left us in a better position that he found us, and he's done his job. I will wish him the best of luck at the end of what is hopefully a successful stint at the club.
Well said. Beautiful.
Most fans are thinking like this.
I hope so. Because he's done it the right way.
Yep.
And he's got another year, a 3-year deal. See, like, imagine if they make the 8-4 or whatever and give it a good bit of a shake, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, that's job done. Job done, recruited players, everything like that, and people want to play for the Tigers again. Leichhardt's rocking, Seatown's rocking, everyone's a fucking Tigers fan. You know, that's the LUAI effect. So he's done his job. Yeah, hopefully all fans are thinking like this.
I love how also Benji acknowledged, Jerome Luai, when he arrived, he talked about, recruiting players and changing the narrative of the West Tigers.
Yep.
Another little part, and I thought it was important as well, Benji acknowledged Api Carousel. Like he goes, got so much love for what Jerome's done, but when anyone talks about the rebuild, Api was the first to make the switch, and they've done that with recruitment, and getting Jerome on board has fast tracked it. You got the May brothers off the back of it.
When's he coming off contract? Api?
No, Api re-signed at the start of the year.
Trying to recruit for Shams.
So he acknowledged him, and he also acknowledged guys that have been there through the toughest of the toughest. Alex Twal,
yes,
Alex Seyfarth, Adam Dewey, to name a few.
There's not many of them.
Mate, honestly, it was so impressive. And again, it's a big tick, and I want to reinforce it. Benji's probably had the 2 hardest presses of a coach in the last 12 months.
Oh, yeah.
The Galvin situation, and now this in back-to-back seasons.
And Luai backed him to the fucking hill with Galvin.
Yes.
He doesn't forget that shit.
Yes. They're easily the 2 biggest decisions that a club has had to face with recruitment or signings or
loss of recruitment or gain. Yeah.
Yep. And development. And Benji couldn't have handled it better. This was always the part with Benji, and go back and watch it. I've been on Benji for a while, and I said the part that Benji is going to be able to handle, which other coaches that have struggled with, because a lot of coaches get into coaching, and what do they want to do? They want to be hands-on, mates. They want to do video, and some of them are undone by media, and that's where Benji's experience of being a star player, getting into media after, and just being charismatic and just knowing, being a people person, have served him well during these 2 really tough times for the club. So
I agree. I fucking totally agree with that, because he's been through the ringer himself as a player, and obviously as a coach for the first couple of years of his career. But it never waved him at all, never faltered him at all. Like, he's always just been next fucking thing. Like, it has not bothered him. Where I see some other young coaches, right, a little bit stressed,
fucking oath,
a little bit stressed.
This would be highly stressful.
And he don't look stressed at all. I mean, like, I'm just saying, rewinding a year ago where these guys were in a shit position, right?
Yeah.
He still was the same. Didn't look stressed at all, right? I mean, inside, obviously you're feeling it, but what he portrayed wasn't. I can see it on some fucking other coaches. They're like, you go into presses, you're like,
beaten favourite.
Hey, you can tell straight away. You're like, he's filthy. Todd Payne wants to fucking murder everyone in the room.
Anything? No, Toddy's pretty good.
I've seen
Toddy's a
couple of times.
Trust me, this is my bread and butter.
I know Big Rod. I know Big Rod, mate.
The one thing I'll Todd Payne to is now a mad tangent, which we'll get to. Because there are some that are way worse too, by the way. Currently not coaching anymore, obviously.
I love Rod.
Todd Payton is sometimes too honest to a fault.
Yeah. Who would you rather have a beer with out of every coach? What coaching staff?
Sticky.
North Queensland would be mine. Justin Morgan and Big Rod.
Oh, the whole staff?
Yeah.
Oh, this is way too big of a
deal. Yeah. I've actually been thinking about it, because I know Big Rod and I know Justin Morgan.
Let's save this for...
They're 2 of my men.
Because we need to know the depth of the coaching staff.
You need to be researching.
Right now, my number one's Fozzie and Jimmy Dimmick. Bang.
Yeah.
That'd be my number
Comment section.
Those are my
Just have a look at the assist. Just have a look at the 3. I don't care about the analytics or the nerds with the computers. Yeah. Just give me the first grade coach and your 2 assistants. Or 1 assistant,
Guess who mine is?
Who?
Parramatta.
PNG Chiefs. Me and Shammy.
Shut up. He's not on the coaching staff, mate. He's GM.
He counts.
Fuck off.
Fuck you.
And Willie
Fuck
Peters.
off. I'm going to call him and say that you hate him.
Yeah.
You already have.
No, I'm going to say, Lukey hates you.
You literally did that.
Actually, good point. Who is Willie's? Has he named assistant coach? I don't think he has.
Fucking me.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, there you go. Forwards coach.
From here.
Willie
but
Square.
from here. I left Shams with fucking Messi. I said, mate, if you need a coach that fucking doesn't want to go to New Guinea but just does a podcast and he'll turn up once a year.
You can be the Michael
man.
Ennis.
Yeah.
Michael Ennis
I'll be
stays his
Ennis.
Fox commitments and stays here and goes a couple of days a week. And
Well, that didn't end up well for
I said, I'll do that.
True. That's
Uh,
all right.
we wrap that up.
That's it. Anything else on that, Lukey, before we move on?
I just think it's a media masterclass, like to double up on what you've said.
Yep.
The press conferences, being able to control the narrative. You can't spin a yarn because it's all out there.
No.
Yeah, there's lots of clubs that could take lessons from that when their players are in situations like this.
Big time.
And yeah, shout out to
Well done.
the
Okay.
West
Well handled.
Tigers.
Well handled.
Let's get to this. So that's the biggest news in NRL and NRL circles. The biggest.
Lukey's going to die on us one day, I reckon. I reckon Lukey's going to die on set. Fucking hell. I worry about you sometimes. Fucking. It's just a cough, mate. Get it out.
Maybe this was him looking at the comment section with all the Wires fans that got on me with the Herbie take. Now, this is easily
What was
the most controversial take or comment or.
Okay, let me hear it. Oh,
It's around the Herbie halftime stuff and the antics. This one, there are a number of people. This one was from David Bell. I didn't put it in here, but there are heaps of people that hit me up with the Herbie situation. Love the pod, fellas. I usually agree with pretty much all of Scope's calls on random little things in games, but I think there is a little bit more context to the Herbie thing. 43 seconds to go in the half. And by the way, I've trimmed this down too. This was fucking long.
It's fucking long.
I've trimmed it down. Yeah. To go in the half, Herbie takes a hit up and coughs the ball up. The Wives get the ball with a loose carry. Dolphins do their best to burn the clock by wandering around and showing no interest in the scrum. He's got layers to this. First play off the scrum, Herbie makes the tackle. Then, after the ref very loudly calls held, Herbie picks up Tane in the air, drops him down, and still will not let him go. Ali is ripping him off so they can just play the ball and get on with it. Very next play, Herbie is brazenly offside from the previous tackle, puts a tackle on Barnett from that same offside position, and under the guise of stripping the ball is again refusing to release Barnett when he gets yanked off again and starts crying to the ref about it. I think you could argue that old mate Herb is parked right up in the dry grey area here. Seems like a mix between a frustration from Herbie, coughing the ball up, and putting his team under pressure and clever time wasting from him. Both of those tackles where he refuses to let go are aimed at wasting time so the clock will run out of the half. 3 professional fouls in the space of 30 seconds. I don't know, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for the guy because someone pulled him out of the way to complete a play the ball. If anything, I came away amazed and impressed with the level of shithousery he managed to get away with there.
It's nice.
So, pretty good, pretty detailed.
Yeah.
Now
what were you saying about it? I fucking totally forgot.
Okay, so my take on...
I remember the
it-
tackle. I don't remember all this.
Yeah, so when he picked up Tane and he puts him on the
gently.
ground, if he was attempting to slow down the ruck, then so be it. That's your take. That's not mine. But I'm not going to argue with you on this point. My point is, whether you think he was wasting time or not, it does not matter. He's picked him up. The ref is in the process of telling him to let him go. Ali has no right to pull him off the tackle. But, Warriors fans, if you're watching this and are still upset about it, my point was it can't be one or the other. The fact that there was no penalty blown either way is my point. My point is there was a little bit of a glitch in Liam Kennedy and he didn't realise or didn't make a decision around what should have been done. Now, my take on it is Ali had no right to pull Herbie off the tackle.
No.
He should have been penalised and it should have gone the other way. If you are like most Warriors fans who...
They never see that way.
They see the opposite, then so be it. That's fine.
Okay.
Then it should have been either a penalty or a professional foul.
Yeah.
My point is there was a glitch.
Shouldn't have been nothing.
There should have been nothing.
Yeah.
So if you are a biased Warriors fan, or you deem that he should have been penalised, then that's the play as well.
Yeah, okay.
People were looking at it from the Warriors side. I'm just saying that nothing was done and that was wrong.
Yeah. Should have been something. Penalty to New Zealand or penalty to
Exactly.
Dolphins.
So if you're not on the, if you don't believe that Herbie, if you believe that Herbie should have released earlier, the first account should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
And I'm
with you.
agreeance. The second time, because he never got square, then that should have been 10 in the bin for a professional foul.
Yeah.
The fact that there was nothing blown and time was wasted is the problem.
Yeah. They fucking flew past all your points.
Sort of, but then...
He come up with some good shit.
Yeah. And then CP238 wrote this as well. Regarding the Herbie situation, it's fine to say the refs have too much to consider, but
yes,
touch judges also watch every play. So someone should have made
and someone's in the ear as well. Yeah. Right? Do something, refs, get better.
Okay, we had a few other questions, but we're just going to get to this review as well because I feel like this was important.
Okay.
And it is a Grant Atkins review as well. This one comes from Jeremiah Studillo. Boys, can we talk about the refereeing from Grant Atkins? Sending Leilua to the bin for a high shot, but Zavala clothesline Setu 2 and Radley puts his shoulder into Laurie's face and they get nothing. Not to mention the Atkinson sin bin and Watson dropping the ball right in front of Atkins and then the very next play, a try is allowed. Yes, I am a Dragons fan, but I am I wrong to say he completely fucked that game up for us and gave us absolutely no chance? We were up for that game from the first disallowed try. I understand our defense was horrible, but when the game is refereed like that, it completely ruins the game for everyone. Now, everyone knows if you've been watching the show for a while, I'm a big Grant Atkins fan. Yeah. I agree with a lot of this stuff. The one part of it that was not a Grant Atkins score is Chris Butler is the video referee. He's the one that sent BJ Luciano Leilua to the bin. That is a video referee decision. That is a bunker decision. Because I had a baby, I'm not watching it as closely. No. But I don't remember the Zavala clothesline, and I don't remember seeing the Radley shot into Laurie. And I didn't have enough time to go back and look at it. I agree wholeheartedly with Atkinson. I thought that was a soft sin binning, and that shouldn't have happened. And him missing the Watson, dropping the ball right before
that's bad.
The Reece Robson try was just unacceptable.
That's crazy. Surely they can go back and have a look at that. If it's when it's blatant like that, how can you not replay it? Do you have to challenge? Or can the video ref just go, can the video ref just look back and go, he knocked that on? Fucking, that's not a try, mate.
This is where it gets...
That's stupid.
This is where we get down a slippery road. So if we do that, Mace, do we go back and look 2 or 3 tackles before? Where do we stop?
Stop at the play before the try. But if that's what it is.
But what if there's something egregious that happens 2 tackles before?
Just make it the last play before the tackle. Okay. Before it's scored. I'm like, he dropped the ball. Stop that play. If it was 3 tackles before, fucking you missed it. Sorry, but not on that. And then boom, drop ball, go.
My point is Atkins, you can't. That was obvious. I remember watching it at the time, and to his point, and he's handled it really well, Jeremiah too, because I agree with what he's saying. The Dragons were up for it. There were 2 or 3 really rough calls against him from both Atkins and Butler. Were they going to get pumped? Most likely, but did it make it even worse? Yes, and the knock on was unacceptable. You can't miss that. The referee and the touchy, and also the Atkinson sin bin was awful.
What were you saying?
Talking about speeding the game up.
Oh, I thought you were saying speed the fucking podcast up.
No. I'm talking about they wouldn't do that. Also, it's
I know. It's just, but when it's blatant, just say if that's an Origin and it's 8-all and there's 2 minutes to go. This is why I look at the worst case scenario. I don't worry about the fucking try there. I worry about you're making these decisions in the game right now. Origin, just say someone drops the ball clearly, picks it up, boom, boom, try, game over, series over, or grand final. Game over, right? In the last 2 minutes. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, you got to get these things right. Yeah. You just can't. There's got to be a call where you can go back for 1 play, not fucking 4 plays, 1 play.
I totally get that with the Origin take, Mace.
But just a big game, just like any game, but get these things right. You can't fucking let them slip.
I totally get that with the big games and all that stuff. But what about a Dragons fan base and a Dragons club that are going through it at the moment?
Yeah, and I'm with
they can't afford.
But that's what I'm saying.
People are going to get.
But Hoss, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, you got to get it right in these little games. Like I always look at things at the worst case scenario. This is why I'm going back to this little one. I don't give a fuck if you got beat by 60. It's still the wrong call.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying you magnify that by 1,000 in the bigger games. But you've got to go look at these little games and get your shit together. Get it right.
Hey, by the way, too, I actually accidentally missed this one, and this is a good take from Ryan Way around the WAS times Finns Malay. You know how I alluded to
Francis.
They should have everyone should have just dropped off and looked after the well-being of Ali. But then here is something that was picked up by one of our followers. This is a great take as well. Ryan Way, for your information, in regards to the Flegler situation, right or wrong, you could hear through the mic on TV that DWZ saying to the ref he was standing over him. So I think optically to the Warriors, or at least to Dallin Martinez-Lesniak, it looked like Flegler was standing over Ali and taunting him. Yeah. That's how it all happened.
And then people at home understand, like, it's very disrespectful. You can't do that. I know you can't fight and everything in the game, but when you do stuff like that and it looks very disrespectful, players come fucking running in.
So here's the last little bit. The push and shove was an unfortunate misread of the situation. So I was, my argument and my take on it was Warriors players drop the shoulders. Yeah. I know no one wants to see a player like that, but if Dallin had looked over and deemed Flegler, who was checking on the health. He was checking on the health of Ali immediately. So they've looked over and thought he was standing over him.
Because if you miss it, there's the vision, the angle we see from the back, we saw him come up and go, oh. Yeah. If you're fucking looking from over there or whatever, you see your boy on the ground, you're like, and he's standing over him, you're thinking exactly that. So perspective, right?
Yep, perspective. All right, mates, here we go. Our RLPA Player of the Month, April nominee. So this, for me, was one of the hardest months to pick my 3-2-1. My three-pointer didn't even get a shout, and I'll get to that in a little bit, and we'll talk about who the nominees are. So the nominees from rounds 5 to 8 are James Tedesco of the Sydney Roosters, Adam Dewey of the West Tigers, and Latrell Mitchell of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So let's go through the key stats for Teddy for April. 3 games, 2 tries, 5 try assists, 7 line breaks, ranks equal 4th in line breaks for the season. 27 tackle breaks, 2nd overall, an average of 278 run meters per game. Adam Dewey, 4 games, 3 tries, 4 try assists, 3 line breaks, 13 tackle breaks, and an average for a halfback of 179 run meters. Trell Mitt, 4 games, 7 tries, ranks 1st in overall points scored. By the way, random stats guy gave me some stats around Latrell. He is the fastest to reach 100 points in a season.
He's got 100 already?
Rando, so shout out to Rando. He posted that on his account too. Rando gave me some stats around, whenever I need some stats, he gave me some stats around the injury toll that the South Sydney Rabbitohs have been through. 2 try assists, 5 line breaks, 27 tackle breaks, 6 offloads, an average of 135 run meters per game.
In the centres, he wasn't doing that at fullback.
So, stats don't lie.
Fucking hell.
Stats don't lie. Mate, my 3 points.
I'm not sure who I'm going to give to that.
Yeah.
Teddy or Latrell. You know, I was thinking of the other day, they were trying to, with the Dally M voting, they don't get, no one names them or anything like that. They don't watch game. Dally M. I watched Soapbox, dude, and he was going, they should really start like getting, fucking put me as a Dally M fucking vote. I watch every single fucking game, and I'll put my name to it. Fucking, yes, please, Daily Telegraph.
Channel 7?
Why are you watching the NRL Sub guy and not listening to me?
I listen, but I'm just
telling you this for fucking 2 years. This is one of my biggest drives.
Why can't they just get some former players who watch every single game?
He had good points on it too. He goes, are they well remunerated? What's going on?
No, we watch every fucking second. Get me and Hoz on there.
But, Mace, you don't even have to watch every game. You just have to watch the game that you're watching and give it fucking genuine 3-2-1. This is going to frustrate me. You're going to get me fired up here, mate, because I've gone at this before.
We should have. It's an idea for the start of next season. Yeah. We'll do a 3-2-1. The levels 3-2-1.
Do it for you for free. Telegraph.
You think that's fair?
3-2-1 for every game.
Yeah, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
I reckon Bulldog Richie does. I reckon he's one of the voters.
Remember, so last year to start the year, what I did was a 3-2-1 for every game, and then I'd tally it up, and that's how I did my 3-2-1s.
Who won the Scope Cup last year?
I can't remember because because we only do it per month.
So
if you accumulate 9 points in a month, then you end up becoming my nomination.
But he's got a good point. I know you've been griping on it for years.
Yeah.
Anyway, get better. The RLPA awards fucking more prestigious now anyway.
Yeah.
I reckon, because the players, because it's like, just say when it was around, like just when it first started, I think about 04 or 05, I think.
Yeah.
Players didn't really put that much thought into it. There wasn't that much. And
they didn't have the fucking grouse judges like myself.
No, well, they didn't. But you put time into it. You put time, you put effort in.
Here's another gripe. Let me get to a gripe.
Come on, fucking get it.
To the nominations.
I'm with you. Dally M, you talking about?
No, I'm talking about RLPA. We're in the RLPA.
All right.
We don't, no strays at the Dally M's just because we're talking about the RLPA.
I fucking hate them.
I had Hamoli Olakuwatu for 3 points.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not one. Here's my gripe, and I'm going to name and shame.
Fucking outside backs.
I'm going to.
They're all backs in fucking voters, aren't they?
Not even.
Nah.
This is where I think my man Woodsy's let us down as a team. Right?
Get him off the fucking panel. Jeez.
So we've got myself, Dean Hallertale, James Graham, J Moz. Didn't vote for Latrell too, by the way.
Fucking
Woodsy.
Jealous. He's jealous.
I'm only kidding. We've got a good crew in there, right? Manly won 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
I was the only one to vote for a Manly player. So that's where I'm like.
Hamole's mine. Him and Teddy.
It was a hard week.
It's pretty
tongue-in-cheek.
Great.
Voters,
it's been a great month of footy. There's been some superstars.
Awesome.
There's been about 6 that could be in that 3.
Jackson Ford, I thought of as well.
It's fuck.
3 80-minute games in a row was a person I considered.
If he's in a 250 club, whatever that, 200 metres and 50 plus tackles. Imagine making 50 tackles in a game. That would take me 3 games.
Jamal Fogarty, Mace.
Not 200 metres, but half a game. Yeah.
No, 200 post contact. in 20 minutes. Fogarty, I thought was awesome.
Outstanding.
I thought he might have got a vote. There was some other big ones. Anyway,
someone from
I don't want to take anything away from Teddy, Dewey, and
no, they deserved.
But those are our nominees for April, and just a little slight.
And then the players vote for this.
So and then we send it to the players, and then they vote. The Women's State of Origin is on tonight, May 7:45 p.m. And I believe we're starting in Newcastle. Well, yes, we are. McDonald Jones Stadium.
Newcastle, man.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something? Obviously, I love the women's game and everything like that. But geez, this is like how many years in a row they've been just going straight into this Origin? Like, come on. There's enough money and there's everything into the game where they can at least have 5 games of match fitness before they get into this arena.
So I had a chat to Chapo. By the way, she still wants to race you too, Chapo.
Any day, anytime, anywhere. SEN, doesn't matter. Fucking get a field, whatever. Now, barefoot.
So we interviewed and had a chat to Chapo on the run home 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And the way that it works for New South Wales, and I believe it'd be the same for Queensland, is they have a 3 or 4 week preparation. And Strangey puts them through possibles and probables. He splits the teams in halves, basically. He halves out the talent. They go iron sharpens iron against each other. They play actual games against each other and tackle. So that's how they prep for it. It's quite unique. There's me knowing and watching NRLW for a long time, there's no real perfect way for it because they want to be aligning their season to finish at the end of the season.
I understand that.
Grand final day, right?
I understand that. I just thought they could just have at least like.
I'm just giving you some information how they prepare for it.
So you're saying the Blues and Blues have been playing against each other?
They have a 40-man squad.
Well, that sucks because you could. Squad. But when I look at that, it's like that injury. That's what I look at when you're playing against the best and best.
But then there'd be injuries if they're playing footy.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying you're saying Blues and Blues potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right when you're playing just against club, it happens. But when you're playing against your best and your friends and shit like that, it's like, you know what I mean? It's fucking, I would hate just say if the men's did that, 40-man squad go hard against each other, and then we're going to pick a squad.
I love that you're all about the women's game.
I love the women's game.
Yeah.
I just want it to be better for the women, right? And I've spoken to them, obviously, fucking a little bit about how they feel about going straight into Origin. It's fucking not good prep. This is the pinnacle of their game. And then the punters went, oh fuck, that wasn't good wasn't good product, was it?
That was a couple of years ago. Last year was awesome.
But, the product now is by game 2 and 3, they've got a couple of games under their belt.
Last year,
they can do it, mate.
Last year, game 1 was awesome.
It was the
2 years ago, they had the wet weather.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. I'm watching it.
Yep. Talk about tough preparation. What about Millie Elliott? Only just had a bub at the start of the season.
Fucking what a weapon.
Congratulations to her. this is something that, obviously we never have to deal with and go through, but she's ready to go. She'll be in the front row. This is a dominant New South Wales looking team, mate.
We always going to start tonight. We always get fucking beat, don't we?
No.
Did we win last year?
Yep. One
year before?
But we haven't gone back to back.
No, haven't won back to back. So this is a great opportunity for this New South Wales team.
Right.
And a little preview for it. A couple of huge outs. So Ali Brigginshaw retired from rep footy last year. So she's no longer a part of this team. And equally, if not bigger, Taryn Aiken is still recovering from an ACL for the Queensland team. So Lauren Brown is the
Both
skipper.
guns.
She's in at 7. Shante Kiriaratu will be the 6. They've got, in this Queensland team, in 2 years is going to be really competitive.
I'm going to get it dusted, swept this year. 3-0. Seriously.
But right now, this New South Wales team is looking really strong.
So I know the names of most of the guns in both sides, and there was fuck all in the Maroons. They've all either retired or they've come to the end of it, and there's some up and coming youngsters. But the Blues right now, fucking 3-0 sweep.
The strength of this Queensland team is still the women in the forward pack.
Back row.
Romy Teitzel,
gun.
Sienna Lafipo, she's a gun as well. Keely Joseph will lead the way. Jessica Alliston's been doing it for a minute, and Mackenzie Wheelay. So
who was the one who just carved the shit out of us last year? Well, the back row who killed it all year. Well, I think she's prop back row, Māori girl. I don't know, like she's fucking carves up.
Oh no, that was Tasman Rapana. That was 2 years ago.
Leonard Doozy?
No. She played for Queensland.
No, that was 2 years. That was 3 years ago. Yeah, that was in the when we were up
Was
in
it Romy?
Queensland. No,
The back rower, she was a sister or someone.
Yeah, Tasman Rapana.
Rapana. Yeah, Rob's a sister.
Yeah, she hasn't.
This was 3 years ago.
Yeah, she hasn't played for a couple of years. Yeah,
fucking hell.
I know you dialed in.
What's that? I was like, she must have. I thought that was last year she carved up.
No.
Oh, wow.
So last year it was Koenig's series.
Koenig's again.
Koenig dominated. Olivia will dominate again in this game.
Okay.
I'm going to be having a little play on friend of the show, friend of levels, Olivia Koenig for player of the match, player of the series.
Yeah.
She's just right now. Although returning from an injury herself, she had a bit of a clean up on the knee. In the off season, she was doing some rehab work with Taryn in the off season.
Okay.
She is the player to watch out for New South Wales. If you want a smoky, because people come to me.
People, listen up. Listen up. If you're a punter, please.
Okay, if you want a bit of a smoky, because I think Abby Church could lead in run meters.
Can you bet on that?
Player of the match.
Okay.
Player of the match odds. Let's get it up now. Go through it. I'll get you the exact odds for you. If you're going to have a play tonight.
Already halfway there.
Okay, yeah, do it.
Rugby league. Hang on, I just need it's not in the...
Can you put 50?
Okay, I got it.
$5 on it.
All right. Sweet. Abby Church is paying with the tab, $17 for women of the match. We talked about Koenig. $6 and deservedly so, the favourite. Jessie Southwell will be thereabouts at $6.50 as well. But my two plays, and I have had a play on this responsibly. Jess is in the centres with Isabel Kelly, who is the only other player that's under $10 in double figures. My two plays are Koenig at 6s, and I'm going to be having a little play responsibly on Abby Church at 17s as well. Those are my plays.
I want to see Jess Surges. She works at Maroubra Junction Public School where Arch goes.
Oh, yeah.
She does a little bit of work there.
Yep.
She's fucking beast, man.
Yeah, Jess has been doing the thing for a while.
She fucking ragdoll you, Lukey.
Easy.
Just fucking one hand.
What about Penatani in the back row as well?
Yeah.
Back row.
She's a hybrid.
Okay.
Tiana played 6 last year. By the way, massive shout out to Tiana.
She does. She's doing some good stuff.
Come on.
She's actually just for Fox, like hers, like what she's doing on the sidelines, outstanding. Shits on everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, she's doing all.
Everybody. Like on Fox, don't even compete. Not even going to name you. You know,
Yeah, we don't have to name. All we have to do is
whoever's
just talk
on the
about how good
sidelines.
Tiana's doing.
Tiana's killing it. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get better.
The best was
just
when,
throwing them under the table.
Trying to get better.
I'm trying to get better about throwing people under the table to make other people look good.
Well, the best was when she had her brother at South in the preseason.
Talanoa.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
He's got injured because he was a chance for having a bit of a play this season.
Well, Latrell said, Latrell gave him a shout out. Latrell Mitt said Latrell Seawald and Talanoa Penatani were the two outside backs that were making some
Latrell
noise.
Seawald's the one that's carved up the Corey knockout for the past 3 years.
Correct.
Like, I've watched so much footage on him.
Queensland. I'm Queensland. My favourite player in the last 5 years, everyone knows, has been Taran Aiken. So without Taran Aiken and Ellie Brigginshaw, I think it's going to be a tough ask.
It's hard.
And
where's he played at?
Newcastle.
Right.
All right, let's get to team lists for round.
Can't get there. Sorry, I can't get there.
Or we can go.
I
Watch.
got Channel 7 tonight.
What if it was played at?
If it was in Sydney, I would
Redfern
go.
Oval.
Yeah, straight there. Straight up to 7.
All right, let's get to the games starting on Friday, tomorrow night, because no Thursday night game for our men because we will all be watching the women in the State of Origin the night before. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus North Queensland Cowboys at Accor Stadium, and you will be syncing this with SEN because I will be calling this game as my first game back, and I can't wait. What a game. So Inari Tuala's in for Marcelo Montoya Mace. He has been dropped. Satili Tupanua is in for kicks. He is injured. And Turpin has been moved back to the bench for now. We talked about Bailey Hayward's situation, whether that's a late change or not, we will see. We also had someone in praising Thomas Michaele. Apparently,
No, it's 4 syllables, yeah.
That's how you pronounce his name. Someone gave us the pronunciation of that.
Michaele.
I'll continue to work on that, try to get a little bit better.
Michaele sounds better, but
At the end of the day, we love
Michaele.
it. That's the point. Michaele.
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 Like Mika Parsons.
Okay.
Like Mika.
Okay. Michaele. The only change for the actual team is Zach Labert's in for Murray Talangi, again, who had got concussion.
Ooh.
And I saw that you commented on this, Mace, as well. Congratulations to one JT who will equal another JT. Jason Taumalolo will equal Jonathan Thurston as the most capped Cowboy
Massive,
in the history of the club. So congratulations to Jason.
Both those two will go down as 1 and 2 best Cowboys of all time, easily. And that's an argument. That's a fair argument.
It's pretty good.
Because JT
that's
obviously
mad
come
respect
from the
to
Bulldogs, played, probably roughly 50 games for us and up there. But JT's homegrown, been down there, debuted as a 17-year-old. I played in his first game. His first game in NRL.
So good.
Fucking outstanding. And then just to watch him fucking grow into the... People doubted him, right, and said that he wasn't fit enough and all this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? The game's going to go past him. He's like... He worked on his ass. His first couple of years, mate, like he hit the scene. He ended up playing reserve grade and stuff like that, 2013, 14, right? And then he hit the scene and then just fucking worked on his fitness, then just strung together, I think, possibly one of the greatest runs for about 7 years, best fucking forward in the world, easily.
Both of the JTs, and this isn't even a huge statement, at their positions, and I'll just say middle forward.
Top 2. Yeah.
Top
3. Top 3.
There's an argument for top 3.
Yeah. Well, you're going to go down. It's going to be Joey, JT, and Cleary, and it's like, it's hard with the middles. It's hard for me to pick middles.
By the way, are we just saying NRL era?
NRL era,
making it easy.
It's making it
once
easy.
you go past there, it wasn't professional. So
and it's going to be
not to diminish those OGs, but just make it clear.
No. It's different. Yeah, but Tamalolo.
What are the odds for Tab?
Well, Tab have the Bulldogs at $1.77 favourites. North Queensland at $2.05. And the line is nice and tight, 1.5.
I know our boys are down on a little bit of confidence, right? So they should be. You lost 2 games that you should have won after beating probably the most red hot side I've seen fucking for ages. And then that's where everyone's
confusing time.
Everyone's just like, what the fuck is happening? Did we just get beat by Para? Like, no disrespect to Para, but fuck it, we should have smacked them. And then I'm like, then we got beat by the Broncos. And I'm like, holy shit, this is happening, right? So we've lost 2 in a row. Obviously, a few little injuries here and there. Critter's back. Kicks is out. Toops is in. Doesn't matter. Next man up. We've got to get this game. We've got to get this game tomorrow. I'm going to go out there and just fucking sit in the crowd and just fucking cheer the boys on.
Let's break it down, Mace. Where are we looking? You go Bulldogs, I'll go Cowboys. Let's do it.
I know, like with the Bulldogs, right? I think Sam Hughes has been doing a good job. He's been setting the platform all right. Leo Thompson, third game, I'll give him about 4 weeks, but this third game, I reckon he's going to really just go, okay, I'm here. I've done enough, right? They've been 44 minutes the first week. I think maybe 50 something the next week, 100 something meters. Looked like he's moving around all right. They need to come with it, man, because you're going against Jason Taumalolo, and you'll get to the Cowboys, but like that pack is fucking very well balanced and very fit and very strong. Outside backs are outstanding. Got to stop their back five, right? Our kick chase, I'm not sure why the fuck Birdo's not kicking. Must be a groin injury, or it must be a tactic to go to that right side so they don't like going back to the middle, right? They usually kick to the left winger, but I'm like,
this has already been a big show, but we had a guy, S. Drack, who gave some really constructive criticism. And one of his big takeaways from it, and I'll just do it really quickly for you, was he's just been so confused why Birdo's hasn't been kicking more. Yeah. He's got a legendary left boot.
Best boot ever.
Currently, 75% of the time we're kicking down the right. The second part of that, Viliami kick out is a devastating runner and has been a pretty good offloader as well. But where is he most impactful? Kick chase. So without Birdo sending it high and keeping it down the left channel, it's changed.
I'm sure Tupinil can do that.
Whole start of
but he hasn't been kicking for 2 or 3 weeks, mate.
So it's injury from.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I think.
That's the only reason, right? Yeah. It's the only reason. So anyway, we just got to go fucking balls to the wall. Yep. There's no high completions, kick chase, +3, everything, win field position. Just play like a bunch of fucking dogs. Go at it. Go as hard as you can. Front load fucking everything, and just fucking have a massive team performance. I don't give a fuck about the Cowboys at all, right? I only care about the Bulldogs. Go out there and represent that fucking club like a bunch of animals, like everybody expects. I'm not sure what these guys think. Everyone's a little bit sensitive at the moment with players, and every Team Tuesday, some of these poor little fuckers getting death threats and all that kind of shit. My answer to that is get off fucking social media. But you know what I mean? When you play for that club, it's not if you lose, it's how you fucking lose, right? Get out there, you rip in as hard as you can. If you lose the game, everyone's like, yeah, fucking, at least they had a crack. But this team here, we've got to get back on track, and the Cowboys, you're just in the way.
Well, I do like the Cowboys in this game. So I'll give you my Cowboys take on this. Reid Marnie is going to be fired up in this game, Lukey. He's going to be keen for this one. I just think they've got too much firepower across the board. Mace talked about their shape, getting to the 50. It's going to be a huge task for the middles and their movements because the Cowboys can get you from the middle of the field, or they can get you from an edge as well. So they've got strike power across the board. I'm going to be looking at a multi in a little bit, but...
How do you beat us, Cowboys? Where would you be going at?
I would...
Look at your back row.
Respectfully, there are spots across...
Oh, no, fucking tell me.
Yeah. Well, I like your key positions that are normally spots players. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at through the middle of the field with your movements and the big boys. I think they can have some joy there with runners in Clifford and more so Dearden, but also targeting both... Lockie Galvin, first and foremost, which should be Jeremiah Nanai if he ends up starting. Now, last week they had Ruben Cotter start out there and started
fucking
with Thomas
too. Jesus.
I think
they might go with that again.
I think because he got runs on the board this week and a bit of juice in the legs, I think Jeremiah will start.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be having something in and around Jeremiah for my multi in a little bit. But attacking both edges at the moment. Yeah, and just the skill level of Scott Drinkwater and the execution. Jonathan Sewer, I don't know who's playing left and right for Tuala and Sewer. That is something that will have to be an adjustment made on the run. But Braden Burns will go back to the right. Zach Labert on the left. Drinky is that rare player who's actually better.
You know what he does.
He's actually better left to right rather than right to left.
Yeah.
So I'd be looking around Braden Burns. But I think the Cowboys will have a mentality.
Cowboys got a fucking good team. We just have to run as fucking hard as we can and then attack on the edges. Like, look at our centers, Stephen Crichton and Bronson Cherry. I need them to get fucking one-on-ones, right? You know, when you get break it down at the black, what we've been talking about, what the Cowboys have been doing, do that to them so we can get fucking one-on-ones. And if you either hit the back rollers or you go at the back or you give early ball.
That's easier said than done.
I know that. But hey, other clubs can do it.
Yeah, but you don't have the skill level at the back like a guy like Drinky. What were you going to say,
get it.
Luke? Were you going to say something then?
There's someone in there at 10, just an FYI.
Oh, fuck. All right.
It's time.
Let's go. All right. My multi for this game is I'm going to be attacking the edges. I'm going Jeremiah Nanai. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. Let's get him over the line. Thomas Michele. We've got him for a same game multi. So currently right now, for whatever reason, Thomas Michele isn't up on the app. So we don't have the odds for it right now. I'll message the team and the traders as soon as we finish
at least 20
to get you some odds. Let's not even try to predict it, Mace. Let's just leave that part of it for the traders at the tab, and Lukey will have the odds later on. And I think it's a big game for the skipper. If I'm going to go anyone for the Bulldogs, I'm going Stephen Crichton. I think he needs to stand up. He's going up against Jackson Purdue. I'm really looking forward. That could be an Origin-type matchup, Mace, and I think that will bring out the best in Critter. So let's
Come
go
on.
Critter. All right, the next game is the Dolphins. The Dolphins. How do we put this hat on?
No, you got to get over
No,
there.
there's two of them there. There's one
I'm
each.
not fucking touching.
So
Oh.
you just
Oh, how
I'm
do we
not-
get-
it'll be tight on your noggin.
That's all right. Look at
that is awful.
Hang on, stay. Wait, keep it on.
no, fucking leave
The
it.
camera so you can see.
You got it. Oi, you're the ambassador, mate.
Yeah, but they need to
It's
get
all
me
right.
bigger hats.
Yeah, but just
Fins up.
For a big fins are right up.
Fins up against the Storm
Fuck
too.
yeah.
All right, for the Dolphins,
Yeah.
Trey Fuller remains in the centres.
Okay.
Schneider goes to 6 for Avarillo. He's going to miss this game. Jack Bostock is in the extended squad. He was played Queensland Cup last week. And Donahue, he's on the extended bench as well. So a must-win for both of these teams. By the way, we will be there next week. The Bulldogs versus the Finns.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Bulldogs versus the Finns. You can grab tickets. The link will be in the bio, Luke. You put that in the bio. There's still a couple of tickets available for that. Can't wait to get up there and be a part of that game. Two desperate teams that need a win over the weekend.
And also,
As for the Storm,
and Foot Locker's involved now.
and Foot Locker.
So there's some vouchers up for grabs. We'll be giving away stuff at the event. And the
I
first
wouldn't mind a pair of Nikes.
Yep, there you go. There might be a little connection.
I
with
don't
Foot Locker
like
as well.
Tyron Wishart at 7. I like the
Okay,
Dolphins.
let me get to the Storm first. So, Peel is in for Waiteta. He has been dropped to the bench. Wishart is in for Hughes, who's injured. Blore and Lasardi are the new back rowers. So Joe Chen and Cooper Clark make way. And Trent Liero has been dropped to the bench as well with Alec McDonald starting. Why do you not like Tyron Wishart?
I think he's a great 14. I think he can play 6, but 7 to run that team around the like what's the name does what's his
Jerome
name?
Hughes.
Jerome Hughes does. It's just not it, right? I think Money's going to have a massive game, but Tyron Wishart, he's a good player, but he's just not a natural 7, right? Which will fuck their whole dynamic up. I like what the Dolphins are doing. They're like super aggressive. I think they have more attack. I think Izzy Katoa be looking at this team going, I could actually pull these. I could get a lot of joy around Blore, around Lasardi on these edges, right? You're gonna, I know they've got Harry Grant, Cam Munster, and all that sort of stuff. But I think the Dolphins are last week's game. I don't care if they got beat, but they played some decent football against a side who's outstanding with the Dolphins. I mean, with the Warriors. That's better.
That's better.
Yeah,
that's a better lid.
that's not a bad hat.
It's not a bad hat. What are the odds for this, Lukey?
The Dolphins are favourites at $1.60. Melbourne are outsiders at $2.35. The line is 4.5.
Disrespect, isn't it?
What about that, Mace? That's how bad the Storm are currently going.
When does
That
it
the
end?
Dolphins are on a 3 or 4 game skid themselves, and they are still $1.60 favourites over the Storm.
I mean, I know the Storm's a Storm,
Yep.
but that's not the Storm that I know. They've fucking lost
All right, so
a lot of aura, mate.
So what? You I know you don't like Wishart, so you go the Storm side. Of
Yeah,
things. Where do they have some joy against the Dolphins?
Harry Grant comes out. Josh King, he's got to be playing outstanding. They're both they've got to go through the middle. They've still got enough talent out the back, like Far Longo and Jack Howard, Nick Meaney, Cam Munster. Like, where's it going wrong?
I tell you what,
Their discipline is awful.
Oh,
They've been dropping so much ball. They can't win field position or anything like that, and you can't win games like that. So, I think the Dolphins will get them.
I'm fascinated for our chat with Cam Munster next week.
Oh yeah. Got to have a chat. I've been texting money. It's a really tough period for him right now.
Toughest ever.
I'm on the Finns ever. Yeah, throughout his career, he's only won.
I think
He plays in finals every
there's
year.
some games where he hasn't lost 6 in a fucking whole year.
Yeah. Well, we said it. You were correct last week. Remember when we were talking about 2012? Heard Cam Smith speaking about that on Channel 9, actually.
It's not, mate.
And he said Bellamy met him on the field and said he was lost for answers, and he basically said to him, we just need to strip everything right back. Yeah. So I think both of these
dangerous game for Dolphins.
Both of these two teams are going to want to complete above 90%. Mm-hmm. They can both throw the footy around. I think they just need to find a way to get a gritty win. So that's the way I envision it. And I'm on the Finns in this just because I think the Finns are currently a better roster than what the Storm have.
They're playing better footy. They'll fucking just...
And I think they're closer than what the Storm are. And I can see, as you mentioned before, Isaiah Katoa, Kulikefu Fuiaki, Herbie Farnworth and having some joy in this one. The Gold Coast Titans kick off Saturday against the Canberra Raiders. This is at Seabass Super Stadium. The Titans, he's been pretty solid with his lineup on Josh Hannay.
Doing the job.
So Brimo and our man Chris Randall both returned. Brimo returns, so De Groot is in the extended bench. Randall missed last game as well, and Cooper Bye got a start in that game, so he goes back to the bench. As for the Raiders, a number of changes. All right, so Corey Horsburgh goes from lock to front row.
Like it.
Ata Mariota goes from front row to back row with Simi Sasangi, who returns because both Hoskins and Noel Martin are out with injuries. Hoskins, I think, concussion. Martin, both ankles were stuffed from last game.
When we thought Lukey thought he was milking a penalty. Double Cindy. Double Crawford.
It's our private group chat, guys.
Number 13, Jaden Brayley goes to 13. That's an interesting one. Chevy Stewart, who has been playing New South Wales Cup, is the number 14. Owen Paddy is on the extended bench. He's moved up a couple of spots to number 18. Yep. So a complete change of the forward pack. Lukey, what are the odds for this game?
Canberra outside is at $2.10. The home Gold Coast Titans are $1.73. The line is 1.5.
This is a must win for Canberra. This is a must win. This is all in. They've
Who are you on, by the way?
I'm on the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the Titans.
Only just Titans are playing some good football. They had the bye last week.
Yep.
They're a team that that's up there as well.
They had the Cooper, did they?
Yeah, they had the old Cooper, so they're pretty pumped.
What would you be doing if you're sticky in the Raiders to try to anything in particular?
They've got to be disciplined. They've lost three games, I reckon, from ill discipline. And I reckon they thought, who cares? We'll end up winning in some games. We'll go on a bit of a run. This is when it's got to start. This is round 9. You got to get through this. You got to get through Origin. You probably lose maybe 1 or 2 players. Joey Tapson needs to lead from the front. Corey Horsburgh. They just need to play smash mouth football, high completions, and just fucking execute. They've still got unbelievable back five. Right? They can still win most games. It just seems like they just come in and out of games. And this is what happens to most teams, right? When you get on the back foot and you're not winning field position, like we've been through this before. But when they're on the front foot, when they execute, they can roll with anyone. Yeah. Roll with anyone. Titans, on the other hand, they can do exactly the same thing, but I'm all Raiders.
Okay. For the Titans side of things, I'm going to be looking in and around. I think they're going to be liking their chances on the left edge. Now, Matty Timokal, since returning, has already shown that there were some decisions, again, that weren't the best for him on the weekend. Did it hurt him or did it hinder him in a way because Ethan Strange clearly hurt his ankle and played through it? He's a tough bugger. But guess what? Sometimes when you play through injuries, Mace, there are the Titans won't be sympathetic towards that. They will go at it. So that's where I'll be going on my multi. I'm going to be going at AJ Brimson on the left side against Matty Timokal. I think both of those two guys are going to be liking their chances because I'm going Matty Timokal for the Raiders as well. Should be on the right side with Ethan Strange and Simi Sasangi returning. Yep. And hopefully Simi Sasangi plays on the right. That is a prediction. And the other player I like is Adamaho. He is a Levels favourite. He's an iron sharpens iron
Love
guy.
him.
And he will be going head-to-head with Ethan Sanders, who at times this year, under duress, let's continue to test the youngster out. So
Mariota is with him as well?
Atta should be.
So he's a middle, traditionally, coming off the bench most of his career. All of a sudden, put on an edge. You know what it's like, mate.
If you make a slight change, it could potentially be Brayley playing out there defensively. And
but he's been a middle his whole career as well.
Yes.
It's a bit of a jump, mate. You got to be organising troops. You got to be staying in your lane, right? Whether it be left for or right for. Regardless, if you've been playing in the middle, obviously Ricky's got faith in him, but I would be spotting him and I'll be spotting Ethan Sanders up.
Yep.
That would be my go. And I'll be sending everyone there. Bo Former, fucking Aaron Howe, get Tino there, everyone.
It's going to be a fun game, though.
Good games.
Yep. Good games across the board. All right. 5:30 p.m. at Combank. We've got the Eels versus the Wars. Also want to give Josh Papali a shout out too.
Yes.
I didn't say this on the potty on the weekend. And, because it was the last game and I was more watching the Eagles side of things, there was a content creator who put up a clip around some of the tri-staters.
No, it was Parramatta Eels did. The Eels clipped it up.
Oh, did the Eels clip it up? Did they? Yeah, some of the tries that he
was on fire.
It's been going good, man.
He's been killing it. So shout out to Joash with the defensive work. There are other parts of the games that they need to fine tune, and the desperation that he showed. Shout out to Joash. Jordan Samrani's the only player that returns for him, mate. They've again named Dylan Walker. I can't see him playing. As for the Warriors, Ali Latte is out with that concussion. Adam Pompey back in for similar reasons, and Lukey Matt extended squad number 20 so far.
Interesting. Interesting.
Waz. You do Waz, I do Para.
What are the odds, mate?
We've got Parramatta Eels outsiders with tab at $2.60. The Warriors are $1.50. The line is 6.5.
Combank, Warriors, travelling. I don't think it phases them anymore. Their forward pack, they've been eating teams up. Their completion rate been eating teams up. Their discipline, everything. They're only the full package. Their outside backs, their back fives coming out of yardage. They've got some swag. They're hitting hard. Their bench is good. Like, they don't lose much when the starters come off. Fucking Wade Egan, he needs I think he's a little bit busted, Wade Egan, again, right? Because they've been generating a lot of speed in the ruck, and he hasn't been darting out like he has been in recent sort of when he's fully fit, he can really ignite that offense. So
2 weeks ago, did an awesome job. Who did they play 2 weeks ago? Oh, he killed it against the Storm.
Yeah, so Fisher Harris, Jackson Ford, when they can generate speed, he usually plays his best. They just look like that's a proper team. That's a top 4 team, and they will be. I can't see the Eels getting near them. I know the Eels have been pretty good the last couple of weeks, but this is a different team.
Yeah, it's a huge ask for the Eels.
Team,
I agree with a lot of what Mace is saying. I'm tipping the Warriors. The Eels have just got to continue what they're doing.
Just turn up. They're fucking turning up, aren't they?
The brave efforts from Joash, Luca Moretti punching out big numbers and working his ass off. I even like both Saxon Pryke and Tony Mata'ale off the bench. Those two guys had some nice moments and playing some big minutes for young guys. Mate, it's all it's all hands on deck for the Eels right now. They honestly. Their only path to victory in this, for me, is they got to hope that the Warriors have one of those games where the team that is a lot better than the opposition for whatever reason have a day off. That's the only way. Maybe they take the Parramatta Eels lightly. Mitchell Moses kicks them to death. They play field possession game. Maybe Luke Metcalf's a part of the team. Maybe he's not. Maybe that dysfunction or maybe those headaches.
One of those games where you want them to be off from there on.
Maybe those headaches affect the Warriors in some way because realistically, the way that they're playing right now, it's going to be a tough ask. And if Dylan Walker's missing, he's going to be that
he's been their guy who's been doing a hell of a lot. So Jack DeBellin comes in at 13. You're like, I don't want him to go back to the way that he was playing at St. George. Just doesn't suit the way they play. Junior Paul, they can wind the clock back a couple of weeks like what they did to the Dogs, what they can do to the Warriors. They'll be in the game.
To be fair, they did that last week too.
Yeah, and they still to
start the game.
Yeah, they fucking play footy at you. If the Warriors if they don't have their fucking hard hat on, they'll get dusted.
I was going to say they played a little bit more conservative to start the game last week. Got it to a 6-4 game, trying to stay in the grind. But just because the momentum of Manly at home at Four Pines, the lack of experience with how we've mentioned before, 8 players under 20 games right now for the Parramatta Eels, they just faded away at the back end of the game with momentum to Manly. So they've got to they're at home, they want to protect the fortress. They want to put together a strong performance for their fans, and hopefully they can do that at home at CommBank. All right, 7:35 p.m. Sydney Roosters versus the Broncos. This one's at Allianz. What a blockbuster this is going to be, because the Roosters are 1-19, but have a look at the ins for the Brisbane Broncos. Reece Walsh is back and playing fullback, so therefore Hayes Perham, who was awesome last week, he goes back to the extended. Paddy Carrigan is also back, so Xavier Willison goes to. He's wearing the 11. I think he's going to play front row. Our man Chechesky will play back row. It'll be Xavier Willison and Ben Tulty up front. I will say, pisses me off that Madge just name him properly. Like, X is going to be playing front row. He's most likely.
No, but you always say that. It's like it makes you have to do video in different areas and stuff like that, you know?
Touche.
That's what you tell me. I'm just...
Touche. Touche. All
right.
And our man Allblix Atafa is on. I can admit when I'm wrong. That's a good point, Lukey. This game, mate, I can't wait for this, mate. Which team do you want to go?
I'll go with the Roosters. I like the Roosters. I really like the Roosters.
Well, the bookies do as well, mate. It's $1.50 favourites. Brisbane at $2.60, and the line is 1.5 with tab. Oh, sorry, 5.5 with tab.
At Allianz, unchanged, confidence. There's not one bad player in that Roosters team at the moment. Not one. Robson looks like he's playing outstanding. He's got those connect. Everything's working. Sam Walker, Cherry Evans, the whole thing seems to be working. At the start, looked like absolute dog shit. Everyone was like, Cherry Evans is fucking not, like put Savala in this and that. Nah, it can work because Cherry Evans is a fucking vet and a gun player. He'll make it work, and he's made it work. Sam Walker's fucking paying dividends now. Fahu White, Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, Siwa Wong, Victor Radley. That pack can play football. They're fit. They're strong. They're fucking motivated. And you're playing the Bronx. This is always a big game when you're the Roosters. Roosters Bronx. This is going to be outstanding.
A few Roosters fans weren't happy that I did not give them the credit that they deserve with the top tier, comparing them to South, letting me know that they beat South. Yeah, there was probably a little bit of recency bias in there because I've watched over the last couple of weeks the Roosters beat the Dragons and Newcastle Knights without their stars.
Yeah.
So apologies to the Roosters fans, but this is the litmus test. This is the one. So if you want to convince me that the Roosters are a tier with the Broncos, then go and beat them at Allianz. And I'm on the Broncos in this game. For Reece Walsh to miss some time and sit back again, have the luxury of sitting back like last year, watching the team go on a little mini run like they did last year, get a couple of wins without him, and then he can sprinkle his magic on, but make sure that they keep that same discipline around their completion rate and their long kicking game with Adam Reynolds, and seeing Azra Man play the way he did. And again, I can't speak highly enough of Paddy Carrigan.
It's a good game, man.
This year.
It's a good game.
He's the key player for them right now, especially in that middle, and making sure that without pain, that once he returns, that Xavier Willison doesn't drop his standards, because what X has been doing in the last couple of weeks, this is going to be a battle through the middle. The edges are only going to have some joy off the back of which forward pack can dominate. I can't wait for this game.
Who do you spot up at the Roosters?
There's no spots.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get Sam Walker.
I'm trying to look at, Ezra, you don't run at Ezra, but you throw a lot of shape at him. Throw a lot of shape at Reynolds as well.
I'll tell you what, the huge spot.
That's where all is. Only just on the three mans.
The huge spot for the Roosters have been in games that they've lost has been in and around Sammy Walker and Hugo Savala in that edge.
Yeah.
But and this is respectfully to the right edge, Adam Reynolds is not really that running half. Jordan Ricky has been awesome this year, but he's not like a Jeremiah Nanai. That he's not a Highland Lukey sort of threat.
No.
Tony Staggs might have some joy on that edge. He's a little bit banged up. So, that's the edge that they'll be looking to expose. And I can't wait for this game. Sydney Roosters fans, if you guys are legit and I would love to see Ches go well in this game, then this is the game you need to make a statement.
Hey, I can't believe you forgot this. All Blacks tougher, Spencer Leniu.
Oh, shit, eh?
Fuck yeah.
That'd be all right.
Oh, remember that?
Yeah.
They're about
just a little shape up and then just back off.
Bench. Yeah.
I will say the thing that might go against us seeing some fireworks is All Blacks has missed a lot of time and he hasn't quite cemented his spot, so he can't be doing anything stupid. No. Will they try to get each other and lick each other?
It'll be interesting to say when he's on the back fence and he just spots him up. early in the second half, late in the first half, whenever All Blacks gets on, and Roosters have scored a try. And
does that get brought up in training with the Roosters? Oh, what happened in that?
No, fuck that. It's just to keep it to yourself.
It's a mental.
Just keep it in yourself. Spencer would be like, I'll get at him. Yeah. Good luck trying to get me off the kickoff, son. And then All Blacks are like, run at me, please, so I can see how I can get you. I know who I'm backing.
Good shout, Lukey. Gin and Tonic G&T. Boys, why do you hate AJ? You're chatting about who Gags might swap his jersey with, and you don't include the league's leading try scorer in the season. He took the record. It's a good shout. You should jersey swap with me if I'm right. Jokes. I've ordered the iron sharpens iron on Sunday. So shout out to our man, Gin and Tonic G&T.
Gin and Tonic.
It's a smoky. Am I still like, do I think it's probably going to be Latrell and my pick, Jack Whiten? Yes, but I don't hate it, and a number of other people said it as well.
Could be Sean Kepi.
Let's get to the Knights, because $3 million worth of salary cap returns. Kalen Ponga to fullback. Bradman Best in the centres. Dylan Lucas in the back row. And Tyson Frizzell on the bench.
That's a side now, isn't it?
That is a side.
Yeah.
As for the Rabbitohs, one change. Keon Kalamatangi, he's in the starting lineup. He's been nursing that knee injury, so they've been trying to limit his minutes. But because Cheese is out for this game, he's in the 22 jersey. I can't see a world in which he plays, as he was unable to finish the Storm game. He goes into the back row. I'm not too sure whether Cam Murray or Keon will play edge, but we'll see as the game unfolds.
Some good games.
What are the odds for this game, Lukey? Because with these ins, should be a coin flip.
You are very much so. South's a favourite in this coin flip, $1.80. Tab have Newcastle at $2. The line is 1.5.
No, it should be packed too. 20 plus up there.
Who are you going?
I'm going the Rabbits, man.
Okay, good. I'm on the Knights.
Yeah, I just think they're playing outstanding football. Bradman Best a little bit underdone. I can see Jackie White getting some early ball there, attacking Greg Marju and Bradman Best.
Okay. Marju returns too. Sorry,
yeah, Marju's back. So I think Marju's great coming out of yardage, but defensively he has his mishaps. But Jack White, I think he's low key having a great year. He's fucking running hard, tackling hard. He's getting that space on the right there. I think I can see him going from just say black dot, long border. To Cam Murray playing that little block shape and then just sweeping out the back. Matt Duffy, little short border, Jack White, quick hands, and Campbell Graham might score a couple of tries, I reckon.
Cam Murray's been starting on the edge, played some time in the middle, but
he's the connect guy. When you get in the red zone, he just wherever he is, that's where the ball's really going to go. At least he can hold that right edge as well for the Cody Walkers and the Latrells on that left side.
Yeah,
that's the easy sort of money if you want to go like, okay, well Latrell's going to score a couple because who's he going against? Gags. They always fucking go at it. It'll be good to watch this. Yeah. So I reckon the Rabbits pretty easily.
Yep, I'm not. I'm on the Knights. I'm not going to say easily. I think this is going to be
LeBlanc is back in too. Liam LeBlanc.
Good shout. I miss Liam LeBlanc.
I just want to say his name.
I'm on the Knights in this game. I think with these guys coming back, they've been brave. They've been blown out by both the Penrith Panthers and the Sydney Roosters, but I don't think the scoreline's a reflection of the effort. I think it's a reflection of the players that were missing. And I think these guys can really add something, especially with Dylan Brown and his performances over the last couple of weeks. He's had some really nice moments. And I just think they're going to...
a bit of help, eh?
I just think he's needed a little bit of help. And that is going to be provided with both Kalen, Bradman Best, Marzu with his yardage carries. Dylan Lucas, I thought this time of the year, last year, would be putting his name in Origin contention. You know, similar to the Stars at Newcastle, the only reason he hasn't is because they've had so many injuries and he's been injured himself. But those are huge ins. I love the rotation of my man Mutters Croker and Tyson Frizzell now that he's back on the bench as well. Yeah. So I'm on the Knights in this one, in a close one.
Yeah, be a good game.
I can see them having some joy, and I am going to go their two halves. Their halves are ball runners. They are not the creators like some other teams have, but that is the way that the league is trending. Dylan Brown looked awesome last week. Fletcher Sharp still hobbling around, but guess what? It's Fletcher Sharp, and he always puts himself in the picture. Is he at 100%? No, I don't believe he is. But will he be in the picture if there's a loose ball, if there's a break? Yes, he will.
You know that thing.
So give me Fletcher Sharp through the middle. And for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He scored 3 last week. We're going to go Thomas Duncan, iron sharpens iron. We've got all our boys in our multis.
They're so dangerous, Newcastle, when it's offloads. Because Dylan Brown and Fletcher Sharp and Kalen Ponga, they just push through. Yep. They're all around. That's where they can get a little bit of second phase in the middle off their big boys when it's like third tackle and all that kind of stuff. They can really make some damage. So you got guys like Trey Mooney. He's not a genuine offloader. But if you run with some balls like Jacob Saifidi and Trey Mooney, even these back rows, the second phase happens when you run hard, and they've been running hard. So I reckon once they get that offload, they look sharp. Fletcher Sharp. He's the one who scares me. KP, maybe he needs a couple of games to get back to where he is, but fucking Dylan Brown, man. He's always around the ball. Fucking dummy, show and go. Could be hard. Be harder than you think.
So Rabbitohs aren't going to smash him?
Smack the hell out of him.
Okay. All right. The last game. Oh, no, sorry. There's 2 games. All right, let's get to it. 3 games on Sunday. So Cronulla, Sutherland Sharks versus the West Tigers. As for the Sharks, we mentioned this, Britt Nickiter. He starts for third-degree burns of the Billy variety. And also Cam McInnes, he returned last week as well. He's in for Jesse Calhoun, who's been dropped to the bench. As for the Tigers, no Jerome Buller. Taruva goes to fullback. Skelton on the wing. Tristan Hope is in for Api Carousel, who's been suspended. And Tony Suka is in for Kai Pearce-Paul, who's going to miss a couple of games. Odds, Lukey?
$1.45 for Cronulla. West Tigers $2.75. The line is 7.5.
Who are you on?
Fuck, do I go Tigers? I'm all on the Tigers now.
How good is this competition? I'm on the Sharks.
Every game.
I'm on the Sharks.
I love Britton Nicker being back in, but I love what I'm seeing from the Tigers. But I don't like what I'm seeing now when I looked at that team list with Jereen Buller and a few of these other guys out and Appy. So that could flip me.
Okay.
Yeah. I was all Tigers until I saw that team. Tony Suka, he's all right.
You heard me read out the lineup.
And then I just changed.
As you're dissecting it, you're looking at it going,
I love
is actually
Jarrell Skelton. Yeah. He's known to make a couple of mistakes on the wing. Taruba, and they execute at a high level, Cronulla, all the time. And Skelton makes some bad reads sometimes. He's known for that.
Okay,
Taruva
gives a path to victory for the Tigers, though. Even though it sounds,
I think the Tigers play an unorthodox way of football. Right? They don't really have a game plan. They just run hard, get to certain spots, and then just rely on Dewey and Jerome to make the right play. Long cutout balls. They got these forwards with Terrell May and Fanua Bole. Fucking Fayunu run good holes on the edge. Alex Twile does his thing. They're pretty. They're not like a team, like you say, like back, there's like in the 2000s, how they were really expansive out of dummy half and all that sort of shit.
They're less structured.
They're less structured. It's just not like it is like most teams. If you have a look at Penrith, what Penrith are doing, very structured. Tigers just throw a lot of football at you. Well, and I think the defense of the Sharks will combat a lot of that because of Jereen Buller and Appy's not in. It's a big key, mate. And KPP.
It's really decimated their right edge because Taruva moves off the right edge to fullback. No KPP, so it's going to be very left side ball dominant with Jerome Loy, Taylor May, Luke Laualili, and Samuel Lafayette, who's having a
full strength Tigers team. I'm thinking back in the Tigers.
I'm thinking, I'm on the Sharks in this game. I think it's time to step up. Yeah. We've got some Origin hopefuls in here in Adam Fanua, Blake Brayley. They've got to take it upon themselves. Yeah. The Dolphs been awesome. And I'm expecting a response from Britt Nickiter. Yeah, he's way too good to be on the bench for any team. Yep. I think he's the best back rower in the club, and I think he's got a point to prove.
Top 5 back rower in the
club. He will be going up against the left edge that has been pretty good. So Nico Hines, I'm looking at that matchup. Sifa Talakai, Mawini, Hiroti, they're going to have to be on.
Suka's going to be on that edge, isn't he?
Suka is on the opposite edge. So he's going to be going up against Kale Iro, Teague Wilton,
Fainu,
Sam Stonestreet, and
Fainu will be trying to look to bust his ribs.
He will be trying to bust
Nickera's ribs.
Yep. Same side.
But I think he's going to take that personal because I still think Britt Nicker is one of the best back rollers in the game.
So do I.
And he fucking runs brave lines, and Samuela Fainu can fucking hit.
This is a game for the Sharks to get their season going. They've got a really good Tigers team. They're a little bit banged up. They'll be a little bit vulnerable potentially if the Sharks start well because of all the news. Like imagine it gets 25 minutes in, the Tigers are for whatever reason down by 12. This huge week with the Jerome news. Does that play a factor? We will see. But I think there's too much for the Sharks right now to get their shit together. And it's at Ocean Protect Stadium as well. So I've got the Sharks in this game. All right, the last one is the Penrith Panthers versus the Manly Seagulls at CommBank. We have Nalik writing this one regarding the Dane Gagai and Isaiah Yeo jersey swap. Here's a little bit of info. Isaiah Yeo played his debut for Penrith in the centres against Newcastle. And who did he go up against?
He was that
Dane
13
Gagai.
or 14. I would have played that game.
Yeo is obviously an OG, but history would be a part of it as well. So not a bad take. I don't know if that's the exact
What year that was? I would have been playing with Gags then. It would have been like 13, 14, I think.
Potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so for the Penrith Panthers, they are 1-19. They have been solid the last couple of weeks. The only change for Fosball is Corey Waddell is out. Nathan Brown goes onto the bench. So two very settled lineups. Lukey, what are the odds for the last game?
Penrith Panthers heavy favourites with Tab at $1.27. Manly outsiders at $3.75. The line is 12.5.
Why do Penrith beat Manly, Mace? Because I am going to tell you how Manly can upset them.
Oh, just because Penrith's a Penrith. You know, like I just think they they just do the little things. They complete at a high rate. They throw a lot of football at you. They got fucking Nathan Cleary. They get out of yardage quite easy. They just get into these high-speed grinds, but they play footy at you. It's fucking tough. It's a tough ask, any team. But if anyone can beat them, that fucking Eagles team have strike everywhere. So tell me how they beat the Panthers.
In the last couple of years, the way that the Eagles would have gone into this game is to be kicking on the first and yardage and throwing caution to the wind. And the way that he's got them playing at the moment, there's going to be a lot of belief. Penrith are going to be aware of this.
Can they go toe-to-toe with Penrith?
They're going to try.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can maintain it.
I think they could, but then they just play footy at him, right?
What did you say the start was in this game again?
12.5.
Too much. Manly will compete 12.5. I've got all the respect in the world for the Penrith Panthers. Nathan and Ivan will have respect for the player, the person in Kieran Foran. It'll be a battle. CommBank, they don't mind playing at CommBank too. Manly as well.
Fucking awesome games.
Panthers don't.
I think
It'll be late
last year. They've got better this year.
Late on a Sunday. Late on a Sunday would be like a low crowd.
Olakau'atu versus Isaiah Papali'i will be a fucking good battle on that edge.
Who did you say?
Olakau'atu and Papali'i. Yep. This is hard. I think this is going to be the game of the round. I think because the way that the Seagulls have been playing, they've been playing outstanding.
Imagine.
And they've got the strike power to upset Panthers.
If Foz wins this game, do they sign him?
He gets coach of the year straight away.
He does.
Someone was talking. Who was that? Kempy was saying, at what point can Foz be the first interim coach to be the Dally M coach of the year?
To fucking if he gets him to the 8 and like easily. Yeah, I think the Panthers just got. You know what you're getting with Panthers? High completion rate. They beat you into submission. You just got to not make mistakes, right?
The scary thing is every game I watch Penrith, when it's like 18-0 and it feels like it's just like that and it's 18-0 and then it feels like you can't come back.
Yeah, because they back their defense. Usually if you're playing against like someone else, you'd be like, we'll get a couple back.
Even I think was it the Roosters game? The Roosters took the 2 early and then it was like 18-2.
Yeah, good point. Like last week, they didn't get frustrated early on. I was talking about this and it was Newcastle fucking...
They were up for it.
They were trying their ass off, and then
it's like
they went through a period and they get bang, and then Newcastle sort of get back in the game. But they're such a professional outfit, and
they're just hard. They beat themselves. They beat themselves. There's no real even when the Dogs when we got them they didn't. That was their worst performance of the year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We and granted we went up, we took it to them, but you will never see Yowie or Cleary play another bad game like that. Bizza got taken out of the game, because we kicked the other way. Eric, yes, that's right.
So what happened in that game?
Well, it was pressure, and they played pretty ordinary.
Yeah, but what was the key? Where did they target?
Well, they targeted the ledge. Their ledge. Blaze Talangi got a fucking shitload, and I just think.
So you just mentioned IPAP before.
I know where Olakau'atu's heading. So, and just say with Kohler out the back is a little bit of a deception to get one-on-one.
We mentioned Homoli's stats before. if Manly are to win this game,
Yep.
Homole
2 tries.
tops his stats in both categories this week. Has to.
And he can.
He's got to get it. Fogarty will do. He's been doing an excellent job of this. Whenever there's an arm wrestle, give the boy some early ball. It can't always be early ball because you got to mix up your looks. You look at what Lachlan Galvin did. A lot of those balls to Jacob Preston were at the line. So you got to have a nice mix. You can't just give him the big boy some early. I'd run it, get across field and drop a couple at him as well.
And just say at the black, or get to the black, and then just long ball to Fogarty, and then just have Olakuachi running the lead line there, and try and get Papali's shoulders turn in a little bit. You got Kohler out the back who can absolutely skin everyone, right? Turn the 3-on-3 into a fucking 3-on-2 automatically, right? So it's.
What are you smiling about?
Just the Fogarty. You mentioned Fogarty. Remember the Miracle and Mudgee?
Yeah.
The Raiders against them.
Yeah, so
he's got to know how to.
They've got a team to beat them. But I'm going to just go Panthers in a real tight game.
What a show. What a show. That was a big one, boys. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday, and we need a sign out. What's a good sign out?
Enjoy your footy.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.